Welcome in. Hope everyone's doing well today. They got rid of the digital out. What is a digital out? Like to connect it to a doesn't make sense. I was like, oh, to connect it to like the TV, but like, how would you play it otherwise? Is there like a different like output? Oh, okay. Analog out. I see. Wait, so they had a digital out and then they removed it. That's weird. That seems like it's like regressing. You're in the market for one. You want to retro collect for it so bad. How much do they go for these days? Let me guess. $700? I don't know. I just know that kind of stuff can be very expensive, depending on where you get it. If people are selling DSs for like hundreds of dollars, then surely GameCubes are really expensive. Um, they aren't too pricey, but you want an indigo or spice one? Indigo. Oh, like in terms of color? Is that rare? You just want your GameCube to look cute. You understand. Um, just the same way I want my PC to look cute, you know what I mean? How was your week? Were you able to get used to your new place? Yeah, I'm pretty used to my new place. Um, I haven't quite finished decorating. I've been watching a ton of interior decorating, like architecture or it's more interior decorating videos. Um, and they do say like, oh, like you can take a very long time to decorate. Like take like months and like it might take many months to just like slowly accumulate everything, and you don't want to buy everything at once because like it might not work in your space. But there's a lot of things that I'm like I think I need. I can share my shopping list with you guys. HDMI is a fad. Soon we'll return to the glory days of SCART. What the hell is SCART? Nowadays, so HDMI, like people are, it's like display port. Cause you guys remember, I I was like, I don't need new monitors. Like the monitors I have are fine. And then my new PC, like my GPU, the 5070, it only has one HDMI input. So like I couldn't even use the two monitors I had originally because they didn't have DisplayPort. Um, so I Yeah, so I had to get a new I was like, "Oh, I guess I do need a new monitor because unless I get like a dongle to like adapt it, like which is kind of silly. Like there's no need. Like I feel like it's at that point it's better to just get a new monitor." Um yeah, so that's what I found out. Apparently display port is a big thing now. But I like literally never heard about it until like I built my PC in November. I didn't know DisplayPort was a thing. Cute, yeah. You're like, "Oh, I want this cute color," you know what I mean? And welcome in Risto, long time no see. Is it? I feel like we spoke recently. Yeah, Huta loves this new place, he's happy. Ask Chad to buy them? I can't, 'cause all of Chad for some reason now is calling me rich. So how can I, a rich person, ask Chad? And welcome in Wasian, everything well today? Posted a link in other games. To the GameCube? Oh, the outputs. I see. You plug your other monitor in with HDMI? Yeah, what's wrong with that? One of my monitors is HDMI, one of them is the DisplayPort. The DisplayPort one is really annoying though, because I was adjusting the height of my monitors, which I had to remove from the mount to do. Because I don't know if I'm just like not strong enough to like lift it up, but it wasn't lifting up. So But then, like, when you unplug the display port, you have to on the Ethernet cable, you have to like press something in and then pull it out. But like it's sometimes very hard to like press it in because it's like against the monitor. So it was like I was really annoyed by this. Like I just want to be able to like wiggle it and pull it out. You know what I mean? Which I know you're not supposed to wiggle cables, but like, come on, don't we all wiggle HDMI cables to get them out? Because they don't come out very easily. And welcome in Yoke, Key Lime Pie. That's me. That's me. I'm green today. Um, I think my monitors are HDMI and because they're pretty old and that's what they got. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Well, is DisplayPort just like notice I don't really notice a difference. I don't honestly like I play games on the new monitor now, the 1440 monitor. Um, but honestly, I haven't really noticed a lot of frame frame difference. But I've just been playing TFT, so that probably doesn't help. I think I'm playing TFT at like 200 FPS, so that's good. If I bought a GameCube and Wind Waker and an HDMI adapter, it's gonna be around 400. That doesn't seem that bad. Like in like retro gaming world, like it doesn't seem that bad. It sounds like you really want it. And Wakamin Lee, hope you're doing well today. You wiggle all cables to remove. Yeah, wiggle them. You never used the HDMI monitor. You went straight from VGA to DisplayPort. You're cutting edge. And Wakamin Harris, you missed a couple streams. Oh, I see. I see. I mean, that's not a problem. I hope you've had a good week though. DisplayPort has no audio but reaches higher frame rates. HDMI 2 only hits 60 FPS. Really? So if you had an HDMI monitor, wait, has DisplayPort been around for a very long time then? Um, because I thought like people had more than 60 FPS monitor because everyone was complaining about my monitors not being above 60 FPS. But like that means people must have been using non-HDMI. And welcome in, Ricky. Hope you're doing well today. Who's Ficamos? Chicano? Oh, Margie's autograph. I thought it was like your nickname for someone. HDMI 2.1 goes higher, but nobody has those TVs and monitors unless you're rich. Don't have that. Use VGA. Really? I think this monitor has VGA. It's like that really like bulky one. DisplayPort is better if you're using a high-spec monitor and frame rates, but if you're not doing 4K gaming at high hertz or trying to daisy chain the cables, it doesn't matter. Well, yeah, I just got bullied a lot for my really cheap monitors, and I was like, I had no issues with my cheap monitors, but whatever, whatever. I think at this point I'm like used to it. Like I did notice a difference when I played Genshin on the new monitor. Even though Genshin is locked, it just like it just looks better. It's smoother. Maybe it's just the resolution. Um, but yeah, I don't play games that have like high frame rate. Um, display post users. That Porter Robinson was hitting. Now back to K-pop. Yeah, I have K-R&B on here as well. I've been cheating a little bit. I like to have a bit of R&B and some indie rock, but it's all Korean, so no one will know. Um, a lot of games are locked at 60 FPS. Anyways, yeah, Genshin is locked at 60 FPS for some reason on PC. I don't know why. Because it can go higher. Like for some reason on phones, on mobile, it goes higher. It goes to 120. But like for some reason they lock it on PC, and I think it's random. But I don't know if that helps or hurts. Like maybe it's easier. Um, Maybe it's like I know Chikano doesn't like the higher FPS on Breath of the Wild. So maybe Genshin's the same. Like it's easier to have like frame perfect rotations. No, actually, no. A lot of people, the really best Genshin players, they play on iPad. They play on iPad and play at 120 FPS. So it must be better. You're still a DisplayPort fan. That's a weird thing to be a fan of. But you do you. Honestly, monitors are overrated unless you pay a fortune for them. They all work fine as long as you don't buy the worst thing ever on the market. Well, that's what I had before. That's what I had before. Um, but yeah, this monitor is like a 1440 monitor, and it was like under $200 Canadian, and it was like it's a good monitor in my opinion. Um, so yeah, I don't, but I'm not a big not a big like FPS guy. Like I am a graphics Andy in terms of like, does the game look nice? but, like, I don't really care about the frame rate. Like, I have literally 0 problems, like, playing Breath of the Wild at 30 FPS, you know? Maybe it's just 'cause, like, I was, like I was playing games to start off with at, like, 30 FPS, maybe that's why. Although surely, like, PS4, PS5 games are 60. I don't really pay attention. Like, if you really was, like if you really were, like, okay, like, comparing side by side, then, like, yeah, I could probably tell the difference, but I don't really care. There's mods to unlock the FPS on PC. Yeah, but using mods on Genshin is, like, risky business. Can you use the iPad with keyboard and mouse, like on Android? I don't know about keyboard and mouse, but they definitely, can use controller. High FPS just feels better in general. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think it just depends, like, what kind of games you're playing. Like, I'm literally playing TFT, the frame rate does not matter. You did not use something and you know what I mean? Is it out of was I too unk for saying that, as the kids say? Um, 'Cause I used to wait till you try the Switch 2 version of Breath and Tears, it's so beautiful. But I've played it on emulator as well. I played it, like, high frame rate on emulator. It does feel weird. Northern Lion recently realized that he's been gaming on 60 hertz this whole time. It was a great clip. He was playing CS at the time. Wow. Like, his whole life? That's funny. Yeah, that's probably very important for, um that's probably very important for CS. I actually I saw this Northern Lion clip recently that was very sweet. He was, like, streaming with his daughter, I guess, and she was, like, reading something, and he was, like he didn't realize she could read that well. I thought it was it was really sweet. Um, your monitor is a Xiaomi G Pro, and it's 180 hertz. I think mine is no, I don't remember. I just know 60 hertz, everyone was like, "That's bad." So it has to be higher, but I don't know I don't know what my current one is. You were shocked at how much better it was compared to LCD? I'm sorry, I don't know enough about monitors. Is LCD like the old display? Old type of display? 60 FPS CS, even a potato can hit 200 FPS on CS. Yeah, I think, like, I can hit, like I think I hit, like, 1000 FPS on League of Legends. Cause League of Legends, like, yeah, League of Legends is a game where, like, anyone can hit 60 FPS. You know what your monitor is called? When it should say? Um, I my monitor was approved by Chicano, though. So I if it's bad, blame Chicano. A lot of people just forget to change their refresh rate and win. No, my brother set it up. My brother set it up, so surely he did the right thing. Hey, I asked you. I said, "Is this monitor good?" And you're like, "That's a good price." You're like, "Oh, that's a good monitor for a good price. You should get that." He's old. Yeah, I guess he was like he just wanted me to upgrade no matter what. Is your brother a Hertz guy? Yes, absolutely. Oh my god, I'm like, he's like, how can you play like this? Like, he's like, how can you live like this? Why do you like 60 FPS? Um, he is a FPS gamer through and through. He's very good at Valorant. Um, he's a very high val rank Valorant player. So that's why. 1080p TN. What the hell is TN? You guys are saying too many things. You have good support. Yeah, yeah, he is absolutely a Hertz guy. He's a Hertz guy and like a world's lightest mouse guy. Like legitimately, like oh, I think I showed a picture of his mouse on Discord, and it literally looks like someone 3D printed like three three like it looks like a cage, like a spider web, that kind of mouse, because like it's like removing so much, and you can see like the sensor inside the mouse. Yeah, welcome in Maestro. Is that Laufey? No, it's a cover of a Laufey song. Used to play TF2 on 480p for years. And then when I got a new computer, I just kept playing on my awful settings for months. Were you one of those people that, like, you lower the resolution, you lower the resolution so much that so you can have a higher frame rate? Speaking of components, you should be receiving the first wave of PC stuff. Today, just paid 420 for a case and case fans. Let's go, let's go. What, is your case cute? Um, he's a Hertz guy who hurt him. Oh no. Does he have that mouse from that YouTuber? Is he famous? He's not famous. What mouse from what YouTuber? Let me find the picture. Um, I sent it a long time ago. I need to find it. Okay, let me find it on Discord. And welcome in, Ills. Hope you're doing well today. Let me find it. Let me just search mouse. Oh, this one. I'm gonna reply to it in this Discord. So everyone can go see it. It literally, I don't know if it's from a YouTuber. It's just very light. I don't know what. She's not talking about Optimum. Is this a famous mouse? Who's Optimum? You'll have to send pictures of the build when you're done, Chikano. Make sure you make it look cute. What's your color scheme? Because my color scheme is cinema roll, obviously. It's gonna be black this time though, FYI. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Just you pick your own aesthetic. I'm surprised you don't always go for black and red. That mouse looks like a nightmare to me. I know. Like what? Like you can literally like reach inside and break the mouse. Like I guess that's good though, cause like I had issues with the scroll wheel sensor, and like that one you couldn't just access the scroll wheel sensor because it's just out in the open. It probably gets super dusty though. Um, just going through a post-con depression. Oh no, from last week. It's the worst. You're getting used to it, but at least you're going in April. Oh no, you're just feeling your withdrawal with more cons. Yeah, I'm glad you had a fun time. Um, the theme will probably be like Akuma or Kaneki like usual. I don't remember who those people are. You gotta sure remind me. Yeah, even if you tell me your mouse Asian, it's gonna mean nothing to me. But you can tell it to Zirconia and he might care. I don't know anything. My brother got me this new mouse because my other one was like super broken. In terms of the scroll wheel. The scroll wheel was super broken, and then I put a AAA battery in it, and it's a lot lighter than the AA battery. But but I it's very small. It's a very small mouse. Um, but my wrist did start to hurt yesterday because I've been playing so much TFT. I've been a little addicted to TFT. But I do stop playing when I'm not having fun anymore. Like there reaches a certain point where I'm like a little tired. I don't. As much as I love TFT, there's only so much your brain can handle in a day, I guess. So that's where I stop playing. Because when I'm like, oh, not enjoying it anymore, then that's when I stop. Um, yeah, I've been playing a lot. I hit plat 3. Um, I got I think what happens with me, so, like, I was, like, so in TFT, if you hit, like, the bottom of a rank, like, the bottom of plat, like, plat 4, you cannot rank down paths. Like, you can't drop back down to gold once you're in plat 4. Um, so, like, this happened to me when I hit gold 4, and plat 4, I just get, like, stuck there, right? Because I think, like, at some point I just have a very good streak of games where I'm like I win a bunch of games, like either whatever it's a patch or um like something just clicks with me and I just win a bunch of games in a row. And then I cross that like hump, right? And I reach that rank. But then like I'm not consistent enough to like keep climbing, right? And then so like I just get stuck there because like I can't drop down. Like I think if I could drop down I would. But I played like 50 games of TFT at plat 4, just like hovering around like 0 LP. But I was practicing, I was learning, um, but now when I think about how much time that is, like, what is that, like, 25 hours, um, of TFT, just, like, neither progressing or regressing, just just hard stuck. Um, is that really hard stuck, though? I guess that's not that many games. But, yeah, I was, like, practicing, and then I finally reached Plat 3, and I seem to be kinda stable there. I reached Plat 3, 95 LP, which is, like, I think 100 LPs when you hit the next one. So I'm hopeful that I will be able to rank up. I think it would be nice to hit Emerald before the end of the season because this is my first ranked attempt. And Emerald on a first attempt doesn't seem that bad. Like I think I'm still learning. That means I can probably if I stick with it like for I don't know when the season ends. Actually, I have to consider when the season ends. If it ends in like a year, then I guess I have a lot more time than I thought. Um, but I should probably learn that as a ranked player. But I'm hopeful that I want to reach at least Emerald. I've been watching a lot of guides. I'm like really sweaty about it. You're looking to start collecting Pokemon cards. I'm seeing that it's starting to tone down. You're gonna line up at Costco at like 6 a.m. I have a few Pokemon cards. They're where are they though? I have some. Hold on. Guess what cards I want? Um, Metapod and Wakamin Shaden. Guys, guys, guess what cards? Guess what cards I have in these card sleeves? Okay, they're protected in these hard card sleeves. I'll give you guys guesses. Is it God cards? Yes. Life changing best cards. Trubbish and Mug. No. No, no. Get a PSA 10 Metapod from the base set. Of course. A Diglett. No. Guys, if you've been around since the Pokemon days, think about my favorite things in Pokemon. My wording is very specific here. I think if you've watched my Pokemon streams, you will be able to guess this. You guys think outside the box. Think outside the box. Zacian, I would love to have a Zacian, but I don't have one. I do have a Japanese card, but this is not the card I'm talking about. I have this as well. Matcha Gotcha. Leon. I would love to have Leon. I don't have a Leon card. Okay, to be fair, Leon is my favorite thing about Pokemon, but Jirachi. No, 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 no. You got to think about outside the box. Italian champion Leon. No, never. Guys, it may not be a Pokemon. Zirconian got one. Super potion. My favorite. It's on a max potion. I wish I had a max potion, but or max revive. Okay, what's the other one? Guys, think real hard. You gotta put this on display. I do. I do. You said it was a god card. It's a god card. No, the next one is a god card. The next one is a god card. The potion is like cool. Yes, I knew Zirconia would get it. Rocky helmet. God card. Beautiful. Ball guy. Oh my god, ball guy would be terrifying. I could not have them on the wall. I also have a real Pokemon. Don't worry, I have this. Matcha Gotcha. He's cute. That's not his name. I forgot his name. Sinistra? It's hilarious having cards like that. I love my framed. I need to frame this. This is beautiful. As a Rocky Helmet abuser. I need to have like 3 cards side by side. Like, why is it not straight in here? I don't know how to use this sleeve. Didn't know items are also card. They are. They are. I think what I need to do is have this. Like, my Rocky Helmet revive cycle strat. I think I need to have, like, Rocky Helmet and a Revive, like, side by side, and then just, like, frame that on the wall because, like, that is my that is my, Pokemon that is, like, my Pokemon god tier, you know what I mean? So, yeah, this is my prized possession. But, yeah, if anyone has a Leon card they wanna send me, I will take a Leon card. It doesn't have to be, like, an expensive one, just any Leon card, preferably in this outfit, 'cause this normal outfit is kind of questionable. These are different sizes too, what the hell? I don't really know how this works. And for some reason, the back is like a Gardevoir. Don't know how that works. I like Dittos too. Those little blobs are cute. Yeah. I have. Oh, I guess you can't see on the shelf. Okay. I have my AirPods case is Ditto, as you guys know, and um, what else? I have like a mischievous. Sorry, my I have a mischievous Ditto plushie. Gonna get you a mature Leon, mature Leon Kennedy card for Resident Evil 9. He's Huz. Is that what people are saying these days? He's Huz. Should I add that to my vocabulary? I just like don't use slang that much because um I feel like I use it wrong. Like I just got flamed for saying something Andy, and apparently people don't say that anymore. I used to have a lot of Pokemon cards when I was a kid. Wonder where that ended up. Yeah, I used to have a bunch as well, and I don't know. I think they went. I think they were just donated at some point because I do not have them. And Wakamin buses. Oh, you got us. That was terrifying. I don't have a Pokemon Tazo collection. The only thing I can think of Tazo is like it's like a tea brand, but like that's probably not correct. It's Tazo in English. Not sure. What is Tazo? um, I don't have a collection. I'm not a collector. You guys know. Can't remember. Probably. I have no idea. The circular plastic things. Hogs? Like from the 90s, right? Like really old. Like I think that was before my time. They're like little bottle caps. What are pogs? Or are they just circle things? They're cardboard. We're just too young for pogs. I know what they are though. Like I don't know what they are, but like I've heard of them and I know they're circular. You almost had all the base set hollows first edition when I was a kid. Cool how I sold those off. I don't know what that is. Don't you dare try to make me feel old here. You're among fellow old people, don't worry. Originally, they were on top of milk bottles? Pogs? What? They're so you got these things from milk bottles? Damn. You also don't know the youth speech. That's true. That's true. I think it's not that I'm like too old or too young. It's just that I don't pay attention. I'm just like in my own little world. Like I don't pay attention to these things. I think it's because I don't really have social media. Um, yeah, some pretty sick Pog slammers back in the day. Let's go. Just search Pokemon Tazo. It came up with chips for us. It maybe it's like we're too North American for this. um, and Welcome in Peel, you had Pog, but never actually knew how to play, similar to Pokemon cards. Oh, it's a game? I didn't know that. Yeah, I don't know how to play Pokemon cards either. I guess they all have like different things. Yeah, this is Rocky Helmet works like it works in the game. I've never gotten into like a card game before. I'm trying to think of like if there's ever a card game. I don't think I just don't really like card games. Like I'm not like a card game or board game enjoyer. Like the turn based sort of game. Like I like Pokemon as a turn based game, but that's because you're against AI. I don't Like, you guys know I've talked about this, like, with in terms of chess, but I don't really like games where you have to, like, think about what the other person is gonna do and then, like, try to predict it and then, like, try to, like, outsmart them. Like, I don't really like that. I don't mind if it's, I don't mind strategy games if it's, like, PvE, but, like, PvP, I think it's really annoying. Like, firstly, it takes longer if it's PvP, 'cause, like, people take oh my god, sometimes people take, like, so long. Like, my I don't mind playing board games, but I mind when people take a long time on their turns. Like, I need it to be, especially if you're just, like, waiting, like, and then this person's like, "Oh, I need to craft the perfect turn, like, I need to think this through," like, I'm like, "Guys, like, can we just can we just speed things up, please?" Remember when yin yangs and 8 balls were popular? Like, in what way? Just, like, wear them around? I don't know how to play Magic the Gathering, but I want the Final Fantasy 7 and the Street Fighter. Wait, what? I thought Magic the Gathering cards were like fantasy cards. Are they not? Did they just have, like oh, they just have a bunch of crossovers. It's turning into Fortnite. It does kinda sound like Fortnite with the crossovers. Where's the, Le Seraphim Magic the Gathering? Espa Magic the Gathering cards. BTS. Um, you want a Magic the Gathering Tifa card and a Cloud? Is it hard to find? Are they rare? You'd hate playing strategy games against me? How long do you take? That's so annoying. I remember I went to, like, a work board games night, and they were playing Code Names, right? And Code Names is like a party game. And oh my god, the person coming up no offense to that person, like, they were really nice. I like them as a person, but man, did they take the longest time to come up with the word. I was like, "Bro, it doesn't have to be perfect." Like, it took, like, 5 minutes. I was just, like, waiting there. I was like, "Oh my god, this takes so long." Did not go to board game nights again. I'm not about that life. Um, Magic the Gathering used to be great and pure back when I was young. You just make yourself we can't you can't even do, can't even bully Zirconia for being old because he just fully embraces it. And welcome in Dragon, everything well today. So I'm just rare, I just stopped buying Magic the Gathering because I don't like all the crossover stuff. You're in the same boat. All my friends are novices at Magic the Gathering, sitting around waiting for them all to take their turns. It's actual torture. Oh, so when you play with your friends, they're all like kind of new to the game. Um, that happens like in D&D as well, or like Baldur's Gate. It's because like there is a lot going on to be fair, but I think there's ways that you can speed it up. At least in terms of D&D, that's what I'm familiar with. But I think there's ways you can speed it up. Gotta get coffee or yawning nonstop. Enjoy your coffee. Like, you could have read your cards while the other players were sitting and reading their cards, mate, try to memorize things. I mean, okay, I think the way you speed things up in D&D is, like, telling everyone their order, right? So, like, people can prepare for their turn in advance. But surely in Magic the Gathering, everyone's aware of the order, right? Like, there's no, like, DM, like, checking all the initiatives, right? Like, you surely know your order, so that's kind of on them. Um, maybe they just have to it'll take a while before they're very familiar with what's going on, but maybe you should tell them that. Like, "Hey, maybe you should it's good to read your cards." Are you like the coach? I guess if you're not the coach, it's not helpful. They might not take it well. The queen doesn't even LARP, it's just his IRL. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm not a card game enjoyer for that reason. Even like Baldur's Gate or like D&D, I mean, I think that's something I complained about in Baldur's Gate, like, especially later into the game, sometimes, like, you don't have your turn for, especially if you're playing co-op and you're not playing all 4 of your party, sometimes you don't have your turn for, 3 minutes. Like, you're just, watching all the NPCs, dash, like, you watch, 17 NPC turns in a row, they're just dashing, I'm like, "Oh my god, it was so boring." Time each player's turn with those chess clocks. I think they're onto something with the chess clocks. You're constantly correcting them as well, because after 2 minutes of reading a single card, they still misplay it. Oh my god. Yeah, they just sound like they're not good at how much information can be on a single card? How complicated could it be? Um, you blame D&D for having this mechanism? Yeah, I think as much as I think, like, obviously D&D is, like, a very well thought out game, and there's a lot going on with it, but there I do have some I do think, like, D&D is something that it's been around for so long that, there's a lot of these, like, legacy mechanics and stuff like that that I think maybe are a little outdated, but it's just kind of like you can't change it because like, it just is what it is, right? Because it is so, like, ingrained. Because like, D&D has been around since, like, what, the '70s, '80s? Like, it's been a while, so I think, um, there's definitely some things that are just, like, a little tedious, but it's, like, it kind of that's just how it is. Hater Miju is coming out. You cannot escape Hater Miju. I will give constructive criticism to anything. Um, there are very few things that are, I mean, I will give praise where praise is due. Like, I think D&D is very well made in terms of, like I mean, it is what you make it, right? Like, you can I think for me, I'm just, like, not a big rule stickler, like, where it's like, "Oh, it has to be this way." Because a lot of times I'm playing D&D, I'm like, "Oh, can we just do this? Like, why?" Like, we're just I mean, you're like, D&D is essentially just sitting around a table, like, making stuff up. Like, I'm like, "How why do you have to be so strict?" Like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes, like, I think the best for me I think it's a playstyle thing. For me, like, I like situations in D&D where, like, it's a bit more flexible. Hater Mija is right a lot of the time. Yeah, I'm right a lot of the time. I will hate on I will hate on Tears of the Kingdom all day, and I'm right. That she can praise it proceeds to hating more. I think you're just not listening to my praise. My praise is short. Um, he just wants to join an improv club. I don't though. I actually don't like the role playing part, which is I know like the main part of it. I actually am a okay. I'm not allowed to say Andy. What's the word that people use these days? Like because I don't like fantasy and stuff, so I'm not like into the role play or anything like that. I like creative solutions to problems. That's what I love. That's what I love about both Baldur's Gate and D&D. Like very very creative solutions to problems. Um, and like just having the freedom to do that, and also yeah, the combat, and especially with the combat, it's very open, and there's fun spells. I like fun spells. We're big to the Kingdom haters. Exactly, exactly. Improv stream. I'll be like the worst, honestly. Like, um, I'm not very into role play. I'm not a LARPer at heart, I guess. I don't really vibe with like fantasy tropes and stuff. Speaking of Zelda, its 40th is next week, and Resident Evil 9. Oh, the game itself is coming out. That's exciting. And Wakamin Latte. Hope you're doing well today. I've been watching since the 40th is coming out and like people are thinking about the next direction for Zelda games. I've been watching a lot of videos about um I've been watching a lot of videos about like where people think Zelda should go and like what they should do with the formula and stuff like that. I mean, I have my own thoughts about it, but I think I'm which creator? I've watched quite a few. I've watched quite a few. I try to watch like a variety of opinions. Cuz like some people are like they're not necessarily Zelda creators, I think. Um, let me see. I think some of them are still on my watch later because I haven't finished them. I was watching a retrospective from Liam Triforce. And I was watching a video about um like the Zelda formula, like traditional Zelda from Rabid Luigi. It doesn't have a lot of views, so maybe you haven't seen it. I don't think they're necessarily, like, full-time Zelda creators. They might just be, like, commentators. But yeah, it's a I don't know, as someone who's not like a I don't know, I think with Nintendo or Zelda in particular, I think they're really I think at this point, they're like, "We're gonna do something really new," right? Like, so, like, I yeah, like you're saying, I don't think we'll be able to guess where they're going with it. I do think they will keep a lot of the aspects of Breath of the Wild, like the open-ended puzzles and that kind of thing, like the freedom aspect of it, I think they will keep those things because like that does seem like a step forward and it seems very revolutionary. But the game might be very different than what we expect. Who knows? Please new Hyrule. Okay, if they do the same Hyrule again, like I will donate my Switch. Like that's ridiculous. There's no way they're gonna do another same. Like that was so annoying. Gotcha set. Don't they have like a don't the like, isn't the Switch 2 version, like, when you play on the app, there's like a every day you get some sort of, like, reward? Isn't it something like that? I don't know if it's like a gotcha, but it's like, you get something? Donate your Switch out the window. I will. Your Switch probably won't run the new Zelda. I mean, it depends when the new Zelda comes out. If it's, like, another 5 years from now, then probably not. Um, but if it's I mean, I think everyone's saying they'll probably just make another, like, um Link to the Past type game, or sorry, not Link to the Past, Link's Awakening type game, or like a Echoes of Hyrule type, like that kind of game, or like a remake or something like that. Link to the Past. I always get those confused. They both have Link in the name. You guys think 28 or 29? 2028, 2029? I could see that, but I don't see them making a whole like Breath of the Wild type game by 2028 or 2029. Like I really don't see that. 'Cause, like, considering how long it took them to make Tears of the Kingdom on the same map and, like, with all pretty much all the same assets, like, if they're gonna make something from scratch, surely it takes a long time. Or maybe it's just COVID. That's also possible. There could have been a lot of COVID delays. And Wakamin Beppe, is Flygon a real Pokemon? I wish it wasn't. Rumors a new IP will be the same engine as Breath of Tears, so the development probably won't be as but Tears of the Kingdom took so long. I don't understand. I think something must have happened. Like, I really think something must have happened in the development. Either it was just COVID or there was some sort of, like, big change. Um, cause like, there was no like, in normal circumstances, I don't think Tears would have taken that long. Especially, like, like, same engine, a lot of the same like, they've reused a lot of stuff, right? Obviously, there's a lot of new stuff, don't get me wrong. Um, but, like, the map itself and, like, and a lot of the assets and stuff. Um, the studio was shut down for over a year. Yeah, that makes sense, that makes sense. Wasn't that supposed to be DLC and they changed it? They probably added time. That probably added time, yeah. I mean, yeah, they probably had to revamp it. They probably did have to change a lot of things or add a lot of things. I think maybe if they had planned it out from this maybe yeah, probably added, like, planning time. When you say Zelda IP, do you mean mainline Zelda game? 'Cause that's not what I mean. That's true. New mainline game. Yeah. I mean, I would play it I would definitely play another Breath of the Wild type game. Um, like, if they release a game and they're like, "Oh, this is like a old school Zelda game," then I don't know if I would play that. I don't know. I think it depends. If it was like a mix of the 2, then I think I would give it a chance. I think I would try it out. But I wouldn't expect to. I mean, I think Tears of the Kingdom like, if there's dungeons, but the rest of the game I like, then I don't mind. But if there's dungeons and the rest of the game is like just like a Zelda like a normal Zelda game, like a old school Zelda game, then I don't think I'd enjoy it. I would like the combat potential to be as good. Yeah, I think in Breath of the Wild, even as a casual combat player, the combat is really enjoyable. Um, it's gotta be a new Breath of the Wild or I'm out. Fair enough, fair enough. I think I would be open to a mix of the 2, like, an open world and then, like it doesn't even actually, I think it has to be open world. Open world, but, like, some traditional aspects to it. I think I would be willing to try it. And welcome in, Rancy. I can't give you a different name, I don't have a different name for you. Enemy variety needs to increase, please, too. Yeah, yeah. I didn't like some of the enemies in Tear of the Kingdom, like, some of them are really weird. And I don't think I really understood the game mechanics. Like, I literally did not under I think some of the things I just didn't really play properly, like and I just brute forced it. Like, I just brute forced it with, like, just pure perseverance. Um, did not know how to fight the gloom hands. I don't think I ever fought I think I beat it eventually, but I just yeah, I just, like I don't really know what it was supposed to do, and then I fought the last fight with, like, no HP because the gloom took all the HP. But I got through, I got through. I just had to, like, no hit it. Willing to compromise with them turning into CRPG a la Baldur's Gate 3? Mm. Yeah, I always thought it was Chinese RPG, but it doesn't make sense. It stands for this is the most, like, old school, like, boomer term. It's computer RPG. Which is, like, the most, like, dated description I've ever heard. When I first learned that, I was like, "That's crazy," because like, they're like, "Oh, it's like a new thing, like, it's a RPG on a computer." It's kinda funny. If they made a Zelda game into a CRPG, I think it wouldn't be a Zelda game anymore, would it? Trying to think. No, I think that ruins I like how Breath of the Wild is not really an RPG. I think the more RPG elements you bring to it, it will bog it down, and I don't think that's what I want. So Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Breath of the Wild are separate IPs are all spawned into the IP is like the intellectual property is like the brand. So like a Zelda IP, correct me if I'm wrong, but like for example, if you made like a Zelda merchandise, that's using the Zelda IP. It's just like the concept of Zelda, like the brand and the yeah. That's not what it means. Um, you cannot the title doesn't make it a new IP. No. Like they're all under the Zelda IP. Every Zelda game. You're just using like an unrelated term in this situation. Um, so like a spin-off game would also be Zelda IP. Like Hyrule Warriors is Zelda IP. Smash Bros uses Zelda IP. I think that's what it is. I wonder if Monster Hunter and Monster Hunter Stories are different IPs. I mean, I think they're all under Monster Hunter. Yeah. 'Cause it's still the same brand, right? Like, you can't I think what determines it is, like, you can't just go and make a Monster Hunter game. Like, if you're like, "I'm gonna make a game, I'm gonna make a Monster Hunter game," like, you cannot do that, right? That's theirs. But if you made a really similar game, not called Monster Hunter and not using that stuff, it doesn't work. You listen to this? I Can't Stop Me recently thousands of times. It's a good one. This is the English version as well. The English version is pretty good. Um, is Meiji Games Twitch and Meiji Games YouTube the same IP? Yes, it's the same IP. Is a person an IP? Probably not. Um, yeah, it's, this I Can't Stop Me is quite good. I probably listened to all these songs 1,000 times because we just had the same playlist for years. I just sometimes add new songs, but I never change up the whole playlist. At this point, I don't like, this isn't even the music I listen to my day to day. It's just like, I don't know. I like when K-pop fans come in. That's and then we can talk about K-pop and then torture you guys who don't like K-pop. Um, are your playlists different IPs? Yes, yes, they're all in different IPs. It's also not the music I listen to day to day. Don't lie. Don't lie. Um, but yeah, recently what I've been listening to. I mean, I've mainly just been listening to Jade's album. Um, because good album. It's a good album. I mainly been listening to that, or I listen to my Reddit stories in the car as well. That's my two my two listenings. Although Kalani just told me that, or not just, but like Kalani told me recently that Jinny, um, that Jinny is coming to Vancouver, who's like a K R&B artist, and I really really like his music, but I don't know if I'll go. I think the tickets were like mildly expensive, but apparently he's from here, so like that's kind of cool. I was telling my employee the other day about Twice on the Seraphim, but never heard a single song. What were you saying? Like, oh, my bias, my comeback. You don't listen to this daily either? Yeah, yeah. Because of the lack of cat's eye. Exactly. Found myself humming these songs from time to time. I mean, you live with the K-pop fan as well. Actually, I don't think I've ever really asked you what you listen to. Because I know you don't listen to like, 'cause we talked about not really listening to classical music, like, just, like, on Spotify or whatever. Um, what do you listen to? I was like, "Yeah, check them out, they're good." Chicago just, like, spreading the word. I think anyone who, like, knows vaguely about K-pop will know Twice on the Seraphim, they're, like, pretty well known. But if they're not a K-pop fan, then I guess they don't know. Yeah, I think for me, in my day-to-day, I listen to some K-pop, but it's mainly just, like, a few songs here and there that I like. I don't mainly listen to K-pop, I would say. Um, and then, yeah, I like certain pop music, but I don't necessarily follow, like, pop music, um, 'cause, you guys know I live under a rock, so I've only ever heard, Sabrina Carpenter, like, in, like, the lobby of my old building. They used to play, like, pop songs, and I would hear Sabrina Carpenter playing there. Um, I never I don't know Taylor Swift's recent songs as well. Oh, I like Ariana Grande. I just follow specific artists. I really like Ariana Grande. Um, and then I like R&B a lot. What else? And then oh, Kalani also told me that J. Cole is having his last tour. And he's coming to Vancouver as well. So I'm like, that's tempting as well. I've never been to a rap concert. He must be a good performer because he's been around for so long. I think a J. Cole concert would be cool. I know my brother listens to J. Cole. Maybe I should maybe I should make him go to the J. Cole concert with me. This is when Miji finds out all our chatters only listen to postmodern experimental music. That's just you, buddy. In my day-to-day, you sacrifice sleep to learn journeying from XG is a good snowboarder. Yeah, Ratzi is less focused on the music side and more focused on the parasocial relationships with the idols side. I don't actively listen to music, enjoy it way too much when I can relate to something like a movie. Oh, no, we have talked about this. That sounds familiar. Movie scenes, experience of games, so they're most random things, but do not look for new music. I mean, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Absent stuff under no circumstances can be glad. Don't say yes, Ricky. I said yes once, and then I felt like it was like listening to my headphones, like, it sounded like my headphones were broken. That's what it you know what? I had a hearing test yesterday, and that's kind of what it sounded like. It was very similar to that, I would say. I'll be like, "Oh, I've heard this song before." No, I got a hearing test yesterday. Unfortunately, I could only do, like, the self-directed one. I couldn't see the actual audiologist or whatever they're called. Um, and apparently I don't have hearing loss. My hearing is pretty good, I think. Normal. For some reason, I always think Ricky listens to Mozart and Beethoven type of music. That's what he's playing. That's what he's playing. Not necessarily listening to it. Probably a big hearing lo go to Costco. Do you have a Costco membership? Go to Costco. They do it for free. That's what I found out. Means you can hear, just can't comprehend. I think that's what it is. I don't know. Okay, speaking of music, let's listen to everyone's favorite song. Quick BRB. Enjoy. Enjoy your daily Malamart listening. Okay, okay, I'm back. You live for the BRB screen. The whole chat does. They dread me coming back. Is the dude in the background speaking Japanese or Hylian? Hylian. You already joined the return of the stinky one. I wash my hands. Actually, Sinbon Zakura is one of the songs I listen to like once every 6 months, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I just googled it and you're going up a level. It's the song. Okay, that's acceptable. That's acceptable, Ricky. The song you dance to when you cosplay, like that's your profession. Like you're not listening to it because you're a weeb. You're listening to it because that's your job. That's your full time. That's your full time gig. You gotta, you gotta. I mean, I understand. I understand. So that you are the most professional cosplayer among us. So exactly. I think we can accept it in that situation. I want to put my feet up because I'm lazy. Full time cosplayer. He gets paid by weebs. He gets paid by weebs to cosplay. We're gonna get nice and cozy. My heated blanket, but it's not on right now. You live for BB? BB's great, BB's great. And welcome in, Yume. Hope you're doing well today. Um, Actually, sometimes the VTuber songs are good. I was playing that one on Beat Saber for a while, and it is kind of fun. It's, like, so stupid. Um, and, like, they have, like, the most, like, baby voice of my life. I haven't like, I was like, "I don't even know how you would even replicate this tone of voice." I don't know how they do it. I feel like VTubers must be, like I feel like VTubers must be, like, on the level of, like, voice actors, no? Like, to be able to do especially the ones that put on, like, a anime voice, like, they're kind of just voice acting full time, are they not? But it's just, like, cringe because like, people are, like, responding to it, but but I guess that would happen in anime too. One of these days, it'll be yellow swans and chatting, and we'll never look back. Okay, okay. I do think it'll be nice one day to change the theme of the music, but, like, I think there's a lot of K-pop fans out in the world, so I think it's kinda nice. As much as I would love to have, like, musical theater and chatting, show tunes and chatting, um, or like, metal and chatting. I feel like that's a different type of audience, you know? Like, I feel like I'm happy with the K-pop audience. There is overlap, um, but I feel like we're getting the right demographic here. Meiji wants to add NWA. What the hell is NWA? Metal? Okay, metal would be kinda cool. Metal and chatting. It would be a different vibe. You've had Twin Henson's new song okay, true, I've been listening to that as well. It's a good one. Um, it's like a nice, like, chill vibe. I like it. Also the 2XKO one. My main playlist is 3 Hours of Gold. Of course, of course. It's so sick. It is. I love it. Yeah, it's, actually, I we do get um we do get a lot of, Polyphia fans. Meet a twin Miju mashup, piano and guitar. I don't think I could. I have been practicing piano, a fair bit. Speaking gold is it's playing golden. Um, but yeah, I've have been practicing I have been practicing piano again, and it's very weird going back into it because I'm not ready to show you guys yet. Um, but yeah, it's been very weird going back into it because like it feels familiar, but at the same time, like it feels very similar. But at the same time, it's like it feels like very rusty. Can you even hear that thing if you touch a key? I mean, it's off right now, so you are not able to hear anything. But um, I don't think the mic would pick it up very well. I think if I wanted to do a piano stream, I would just plug it in directly to the computer. Because it is a digital piano, so it should be able to do that. I don't know how, but I'm sure there's a way. It also has Bluetooth, so maybe I could play it out like I don't know. I'm sure that's a way to easily connect it. You seen Ricky rip on the piano? That dude's a god. Yeah, Ricky is a whole other level. I'm not gonna be on Ricky's level, but you know, I'm gonna make my own progress. Um, I mean, when's the last time you played something that wasn't just chords? Yeah, exactly. I think the things that was really throwing the things I noticed that weren't I mean, okay. I've played a couple things. Also welcome in for SGR. Can you get banned on Twitch if you watch another streamer while live? No. Unless that person wants to copy strike you, which it depends what you're doing to them. If you're, like, bullying them, probably. Um, but yeah, I mainly play, I mainly play, like, melodies. Like, I'll just play one-hand melodies, like, for singing, right? Like, I'll play the melody so I can, like so I know what notes I'm singing. So I'll play, like, the vocal line. So I do play that. It's not chords. Um, and then, like, once in a while, like, on my singing streams before where I played the piano, it was mainly, like, chords. Like, there was, like, a simple melody, but it wasn't, like, a full-on piano song because it was meant to be accompaniment, right? So I've only really played that. So, like, the things that really I've noticed in my piano playing has been, yeah, playing with both hands was a bit of a, like, "Ooh, I have not played this kinda thing in a while." But I got used to it. I got used to that part pretty quickly. Even stuff like different dynamics on each hand and stuff like that, that feels fine. I think it's mainly, like, the rust on my actual, like, dexterity of my fingers, if that makes sense. Because like, I've noticed, like, there's some portions where, like, I have to play, like, multiple notes with, like, these fingers, and sometimes I cannot hit them at the same time, like, very consistently. It's, like, kinda like the chord is, like, not all hitting at the same time. It's like very mechanical things like that. Or playing, like, a fast scale. Um, the scale is very, like the scale is super sloppy. That's what I've noticed. Because that's the kind of thing I think you need a lot of, um you just need, like, full on, like, dexterity, right? Which is something I've not practiced in a very, very long time. So yeah, I definitely notice that kind of thing. But my sight reading is still very good. I think that's because I've still been reading music, especially with singing and stuff like that. I never really stopped reading music because I played in band, in choir. Um, Even when I quit piano, I was still in band and choir. And I was still singing, reading sheet music. So it's been okay. Let me go live and call Meiji Stinky in her chat. Okay, okay. You do that. Um, any recommendation for any gaming mouse? My mouse has stopped working. We were just talking about mice earlier, and I know nothing. I know nothing about mouses, so it depends. It depends. I think chat will go really sweaty about it. You're about to get some really nerdy questions. You're about to get some really nerdy responses if you ask that. But it depends what you play. It depends what you need to use it for. That's the first question I think. Like, are you playing Genshin or are you playing like Counter Strike? You know what I mean? Genshin. Literally, get anything that's comfortable. Get something that you think will fit well with your hand, and um, I don't think you need to get something really expensive. I think you can get a mouse under $100. Um, I think I would go more for ergonomics, like something that will be comfortable in your hand. It's very pricey otherwise. Yeah, I wouldn't. If you're just playing Genshin, you don't need an expensive mouse. My brother's is probably really expensive because he's a FPS gamer, so I wouldn't recommend that one. And I wouldn't recommend mine because mine is really small. I got it specifically because it's really tiny because I have small hands, and I'm guessing you do not have small hands, or at least they're probably not as small as mine. So yeah, I would not recommend this one. What if he wants to branch out into Quake, Maestro? Then he can play with a bad mouse. Can't wait to get a new computer case today so I can use that as a temporary nightstand. So true. Have you still not bought a nightstand, Skana? You need to get into the interior decorating pipeline that I'm on. I think you'd like it. I feel like you'd be into it, like having like a cool looking space, you know? You have small hands with your mouth. Ratzi, there's no way your hands are as small as mine. How tall are you? You're not that short, are you? Like, I think small by my standards and small by your standards is not the same. You're 5'7". Yeah. This I don't think it's gonna work for you. 'Cause I actually had that problem because I would Google stuff about small hands, but it would be, like, guys with small hands. They'd be like, "Oh, like, I'm a guy, but I'm only 5'6", and I'm like, "Bro, like, it's not what about small girl hands? Like, come on." And welcome in P. Thank you, thank you. Do you guys buy every tech stuff online, or do you stop by Techstore sometimes? Online. But some of my PC parts I order from the store, and I picked up in the store. But I think for mice, it's sometimes it could be nice to try it out, like, in your with your hands at the store, but the selection online is much better. As I keep building computers so I can buy a nightstand. Right, right. Chano has bought and sold a dozen consoles and computers, but doesn't have a nightstand. He relies on the box. Welcome in Protagonist. Magic getting new computer parts these days. Chicano's building. Um, can I kick it? It's a good one. I love this one. You're right. I need to get my interior decorating arc going. You want to build your spare room into a man cave. Isn't your whole house a man cave? But you've been slacking. Yeah, you should get on that. You should get on that. I've been really enjoying interior decorating. It seems like something you'd be into. But yeah, I've been watching a ton of interior decorating videos. And I think I mentioned this before, but like something that something that surprised me was like a lot of interior decorating is um a lot of interior decorating is like functionality, right? It's like yes, it's about looking nice and it's about aesthetics, but at its core, it's about functionality. I mean, like, oh, like this this type of furniture makes sense in this space, or like it's like, oh, you need to have certain types of like, you need this storage here, otherwise you won't have a place to put like these kind of items, right? Um, like for example, like having like a place to put your keys by the door. Otherwise, like your keys will just end up like being clutter, like wherever they need to be put, right? Stuff like that. So it's like kind of building a space for what you require, which is why a lot of people say like just like live in the space for a bit and then see what you think you'll need. Like, oh, like do you really need a shoe rack by the door? Do you really need like a bench by the door so you can sit down to put your shoes on? Or like, do you need like a coat rack here? Do you need like hangers here? Like a hook here? Because you always end up like just draping your coat over the chair, like that kind of thing. Me just seeming I have large hands. I mean, they're definitely larger than mine, Ratsy. I'm 6 inches shorter than you and a woman. I need to buy a humidifier, but I don't know what to get. They all look cheap. I was actually watching videos about humidifiers because apparently, the most humidifiers on the market are ultrasonic humidifiers, like the ones that release like the mist. Um, like you can see like the water vapor coming out of it. And those are like the cheapest ones, and they use the least energy. Um, and they're the quietest ones, but apparently, especially if you have hard water, it's really bad, because it releases a lot of particulates into the air. I'm guessing you also read about this if you're saying that. So yeah, especially in Calgary, I guess the water would be hard. I've just been using tap water, because it's like who cares? Because like our water here is really soft. So I'm like I'm sure it's fine. I'll just vacuum. Um, but yeah, especially if you have hard water, apparently you're supposed to use distilled water. But then it's like, who's buying distilled water? Like, so much distilled water, like all the time. Like that's kind of a hassle as well. So like apparently the best thing is to get like an evaporative um humidifier. But those are a lot more expensive and you need to change the filters. But apparently it's a lot better for um air quality, which would probably be quite important. I was on the humidifier subreddit and they have this like spreadsheet. I can send it to you if you want. It was like very thorough and I was like, damn. But the ones they recommend can are very expensive. Like or they're like 200 to $300 seems like. You like minimal looking spaces though? I mean, yeah, you should design what you like, of course. But minimals can still be functional, right? Like, I think it's like designs on like I think certain types of furniture looks, like for example, like you would like if you want something that looks minimal and like very open space, then like you would want like a sofa with like legs. Cause then the space under it looks like open, while rather than a sofa that goes straight to the ground. You know what I mean? Fashion over function, I would say. I mean, I am like that sometimes, but I think in your house, if you don't have function, your house will end up looking really cluttered and then it won't look cute anyway, right? Because like, either it'll be, like, really inconvenient to like, you don't want your house to be inconvenient to use, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind if, like, my purse is, like, a little inconvenient because I want it to be cute, um, but, like, if it's your house, like, every day where you're, like, trying to, like it's, like, really annoying to, like, shower because of the way you made it your bathroom look really cute, like, that's gonna be really annoying. You should look into getting a huge Gudetama. You should. They're really expensive, though. This is, like, hundreds of dollars. Seems like a good protector. If a robber broke in, Gudetama would scare it. What if they steal it? This is the first I heard about hard water. Yeah. I think it depends where you live. Like, some places have hard water, um, and it just has more minerals in it, like, not necessarily good minerals, and, like, you'll notice a difference, um, for example, like, when you use soap and stuff like that, like, you don't need very much. You don't need very much soap. If you have, like, soft water and it washes off very easily, lathers up very easily, um there's definitely differences there. If you have soft water, like, for example, you need, like, less laundry detergent, and, um, in places where water tends to be used a lot, you'll notice a lot more buildup. Like, like, there's, like, the lime scale buildup and stuff like that in, like, your sink or wherever you might have water. If you have hard water, it builds up more. You had some hard waters last night. Strong 0. Did the interior decorators say no plastic bins? Some of them did, but I disagree. I disagree. But I do agree on the fact that you shouldn't use plastic bins for heavy items. Cause the bottom of the plastic bin I have for my desk, it's too heavy. So, like, the plastic bins don't work because there's not enough weight. If you open a heavy drawer, it tips. But I'm just keeping this drawer for now because I want to replace this desk and get drawers for the desk. A futon is very functional and minimal. Yeah, and you can, like, put it away. You just wanna get rid of a bed frame and just go futon. I would have to mount my TV close to the ground. Oh, like, for when you're watching TV in bed? Um, but your place isn't small, right? Like, you probably don't need a futon. You know what you can do? You can probably yeah, I don't know if a futon makes sense in that situation. Um, I think there's lots of, like, minimal designs that you could go for that would still be, like, not annoying. Cause, like, getting up from a futon on the ground would be kind of annoying too. Lyme, like the disease. Yes, Ratsy, like the disease. The hard water in Germany is slowly killing me, it's the worst. Yeah, I notice it a lot in when I'm visiting Japan, like, my it, like, really affects, like, my hair and my skin and stuff. It's like, you can the quality of the water is just, like, very different. And I think water in Japan has a lot of, like, chlorine? Or maybe not chlorine, it has, like, something specific in it, and it's like it always yeah, it really especially if you're not used to it, it's like it really doesn't like, agree with, like, your skin and your hair. Spa time, you gotta get that mani-pedi, enjoy, jealous. Um, but for weed points, get food. You know, you can get a bed that has, like, tatami on it? A lot of people in Japan have that. You have a bed that has tatami on it, and then you put a futon on top of that. Being a man old enough to know Pokemon Tazos, it's a struggle with my scalp health. Yeah, yeah. You know what you can get? You can get like a water filter for your shower head. A lot of people do that when they move to Japan. I've read about it. And it kind of like filters out the water, to make it a bit more soft. When I was a little kid, I had a futon slash bunk bed. It was actually sick. That does sound sick. I think I'd like that. I think kids would love that. I think you need like a proper one. I tried the shower heads. I'm not sure if they really help. You think they do? I mean, there's probably like cheap ones and better ones, right? I don't know. I mean, from what I've read online, people say they work. Then maybe it depends what kind of one you have. You think getting a whole water tank, like a water softening system? The futon turned into a couch on the bottom, so gaming sessions are peak, especially on GameCube. Maybe you need to get one of those again for nostalgia purposes. I don't know if that would vibe with your interior decorating, but you could try. Like a water filter tank, the cute one. That one is not a water filter. Or not a water tank. That sounds quite expensive. But if you can afford overhauling your entire plumbing system, like go for it. You're too minimal for something like that these days, but it's definitely cool at the time. I think you could definitely have like a really cool looking minimal apartment, you know? I think there's probably certain design tricks to make it look more minimal. And like I think like hiding away, like having storage solutions that kind of like hides everything away to make everything look very minimal. I think that kind of stuff could work. But yeah, I have a list of stuff that I want to buy. Um, my sofa is actually arriving on Tuesday, I believe. They scheduled it to arrive like last week, but I was not going to be home, so I rescheduled it. It was super delayed. It was supposed to arrive like at the beginning of February, but it was like delayed. But they gave me a store credit twice. Because they gave me a store credit for it being delayed, and then I said they delayed the whole order, and I was like, "Oh, can you just ship the ones that are there?" Um, like I was like, "Can you just ship the ones that are there, um, and then ship the sofa separately?" And then they were like, "Yeah, we can do that." But somehow that triggered a second store credit because it was like, "Oh, like a different order is now delayed." So I actually have two store credits, which is nice. Um, but yeah, once the sofa arrives, I think I will that living area out there, like it's very empty right now because yeah, the sofa is like the main thing, right? So once I have that, then I can think about how the space should look. Does the sofa recline? No, but it has like a chaise. Is that what it's called? The part where you can put your feet up, and the part where you can put your feet up has like storage, which I think is really nice. You can put some blankets in there, extra pillows. I don't know, a GameCube in the foot storage. Probably not. Yeah, Chicano's in the market for a GameCube apparently, and there was a GameCube discussion earlier. Chicano wants a GameCube, and his dad has an OG GameCube with the um a digital out. You need a Mexican blanket. Those are the best. What makes a blanket Mexican? What what's special about it? Yeah, I'm excited to receive my sofa, even though I haven't really been spending time in my living room um because I just sit on my computer, right? Like, and also there's nothing to sit on out there. Like I have my yoga mat out there, and I've been like doing like my Pilates out there, but like there's no sofa to sit on. Um, yeah, that's fine. That's my apartment decorating progress. Like, this room, it's done. This room is done. I'm so sorry you can ban me. I'll consider it. I'll consider it. This is a family-friendly stream, Nether. Um, Mexican blankets are the best. Going with the eagle and tiger. Wait, so what is a Mexican blanket? Chicano did not explain it to me. How do we explain Mexican blanket? What? Please explain. All I have is this heated blanket from Costco. Definitely not Mexican. Um, but I mean, ideally I want a cinema roll blanket, which is definitely not Mexican. Um, just couldn't hold yourself. Restrain yourself, man. Um, they're like really heavy. They keep you really warm in the winter. That sounds nice. Also my GameCube is having trouble reading discs. That's unfortunate. Is it a blanket with a giant Mexican flag on it? Yeah, I doubt it because Kenshin has one with the eagle and a tiger. It'd be a very busy blanket if I had all three things on it. Um, Evaporative humidifiers are expensive, but perhaps good for lungs. What's better, money or good lungs? Probably, in your situation, probably good lungs. That's probably important. Um, yeah, I've heard it's worth it to get an evaporative one, but they are expensive. But you don't want your house to have bad air quality, right? Or you could just buy an ultrasonic one and get distilled water, but then you have to keep buying distilled water. So maybe evaporative ends up cheaper in the long run. But you have to keep cleaning the filter apparently. They mainly have big fauna or birds of prey. You have a frugal one right now. You lost your old one when you moved. I see. I see. So the big animal thing is common. I get that. If you choose good looks, you're just going to live longer, but not have money for cool stuff anymore. That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. Zirconians suggesting the die early saving money strat. The hard choice. It's tough out here. Your retro games collection could be, yeah, who needs lungs when you have your retro games? Oh, but you know what? You know what I read as well? The fine dust that comes out from the ultrasonic humidifiers is really bad for older electronics. Like for example, like I don't know specifically about retro games, but like for like example, like vinyl discs, they collect a lot of the dust and it actually really damages them. So it could cause problems with your retro games. So it's gotta be worth it to get the evaporative. Probably sprays out microplastic. Yeah, apparently it's really bad for like especially older electronics that rely on these like analog ways to read it, like a disc. Yeah, so that's doesn't sound great. It's a very important consideration. But yeah, I have quite a few blankets. I have this heated blanket, and this one's my favorite. My mom got it for me. And it's so nice. And I have my frozen blanket that I got from the movie theater. But it's very thin. It's very small and very thin. Maybe I need a special blanket for the sofa. Why can't I just leave out a bunch of bowls of water or something and call it good? I think it would release um I think it would release humidity very, very slowly. It probably wouldn't do much. Cause like especially if your apartment is kind of cold, it wouldn't really evaporate. Um Pot of water on the stove daily. Very safe. Very safe. There's also a third type of humidifier called a like a warm mist humidifier, and it basically boils the water, but it's a little unsafe, because, it's, like, hot. Make a frugal humidifier. I guess you could, yeah, you could make a frugal humidifier. It'd be hard to it still has a big house, so it'd be hard to it'd be hard to humidify the whole thing with the pot of water on the stove. Maybe just get a bunch of, very, very safe method. Get one of those, like, portable camper stove and then just, like, keep, like keep putting them all around the house, just boiling water all over the house. Just put the bowls of water next to the radiator, just throw it into the furnace. Yeah, checks out. What about a bunch of plants? I think plants do help with humidity. I think you're right. You probably would need, like, a lot, though. Do you think my plant is helping with the humidity? I don't know if it is. It's very dry, so I think maybe it's, like, taking the humidity from the air because it's so desperate for water. Isn't this a very common way? You used to have it in your childhood home? Bowls of water next to the radiator? I mean, that works. I also there's, like, a frugal AC, right? Like, people you could put, like, a bowl of ice in front of, like, a fan, and it, like, kinda makes it into, like, a frugal AC. Get a bonsai tree if you want weeb points. True. Do you water it? Yeah, I water it. I watered it when I moved in here, like, a couple weeks ago. Have you seen our current plant? Bonsai won't last more than 8 hours. Are they hard to maintain? Because this plant, apparently, very hard to kill. First medium plants would die. Well, I was thinking about getting more plants as decoration around. But maybe I should get some fake plants. Maybe I should get some fake plants. But sometimes fake plants look really gross. But I might get a fake plant for the bathroom. Because I've told you guys about this. My bathroom is really large. So I got a shelf and I put it in the corner. But it's still like a lot of space. So maybe I might get some decoration put on the shelf. Bonsai trees are very high maintenance. You should not get one. Okay, I wasn't planning to. I wasn't planning to. I'm gonna go to the plant store and I say, hey, what is the hardest plant here to kill? And then just get it. I guess it would be like a cactus. Fake plants are great. It fills your brain so easily. Some of them look really bad. It depends on the fake plant. Sometimes they look really plasticky. And I was watching an interior decorating video and they're like, oh, like don't just fill your house with fake plants because like it looks really tacky. Like it looks really cheap. It's the same thing with like IKEA furniture. Like it's the same thing with like veneer furniture. Like wood veneers. Um like if everything in your house is wood veneer, then it's noticeable. But if like I if you like mix it in, then it looks fine. If you care about that kind of thing. The fake plants won't help with the humidity. Yeah, but dead plants also don't help with the humidity. You just like the forest spirit on Mononoke that just kills plants walking near them. No, this plant is alive. What are you talking about? I don't get a Minecraft prop for a plant. What? I love a Minecraft plant. No, that'd be really cringe to have in the house. And welcome in Angel. Me do shreds. That's me. That's me. I'm shredding on my piano. Yeah, I think I'm ready to start my piano lessons because I was playing through my song a bit, but I don't want to like pick up bad habits. I don't think I have bad habits, but you never know. I don't want to like I think I've like de-rusted my fingers a bit, so I want to like properly learn now. I'm ready. I just got that milliliters because of Oh, I didn't realize that either. You've been calling me that for months now. Angel just has, their own method. Um, I can't remember what there was something in the oh, it was about, it was, the Marvel thing when Zirconia was nerding out about the Marvel thing. I think he said something like X dog, and then, like, Angel put, like, a reaction on it. I was like, "Oh my god, Angel's gonna start using that as a nickname." Like, that sounds like something Angel would say. Can you explain to me what a Mexican blanket is? Wait, Angel doesn't know what it is. Fake. Angel's exposed. Not Mexican enough. Oh my god, maybe no, that someone so Kenshin confirmed the Mexican blanket. This is a real thing. Maybe maybe it's just, maybe it's not as common as you think it is. Um, yeah, I wanna start my piano lessons, but I wanna start my piano lessons, but I was thinking, like, how much money I spend on my music lessons and my Pilates. I was like, "Damn, that's really expensive," but I feel like I'm not willing to get rid of like, for example, I don't wanna get rid of my Pilates because I think it's very important. Um, and I don't wanna get rid of my singing because I feel like I'm making a lot of progress. So I'm like, I guess I don't have a choice. It is what it is. But I feel like piano lessons is not something I'll stop. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I'm gonna, like, um what am I trying to say? I don't think I'm gonna, like, stop piano lessons. Like, I don't think I'll ever reach a point where I'm like, "Oh, I'm done." Like, what same with singing, like, I don't think you're ever really done learning singing. Like, there's always something to improve, like, it's not like you'll reach the peak of singing and suddenly like, maybe if I was there's always more to improve. You're gonna tell us how much? I can't tell you how much 'cause the rich accusations will never stop. Um, just get rid of your day job, and then how will I pay for it? Um, and when is Discord doing the ID verification? March? What are we gonna do? I don't really know how it's gonna work, like, how they're gonna roll it out. Cause like, my server's not, like not safe for work, obviously, so I think maybe there you won't require a verification to be on my server, but it's hard to say. I'll have to look more into it. And I don't think, like, it's very reasonable to expect people to switch from Discord to something else. 'Cause, like 'cause, like, everyone has Discord, right? Like not everyone, but, like, there's so many people on Discord that, like, any other platform will be very hard. Will be very hard to get people onto. Like a big animal drawing on the blank okay, yeah, you know. I hope Discord burns to the ground and disappears forever. Yeah, but, like, what there's no replacement right now, that's the thing. It's like one of those things, right? It's like Discord has, like, a critical mass of, like, gamers, right? That like, even if something new comes out that is, like, really good, um, then people will not necessarily switch to it. Yeah, I guess if Discord was, like, gone, like, you just couldn't use it at all, then that would work, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Like, even if people are, like, morally opposed to Discord, I don't think you'll be able to get that many people to switch over. I'm so Mexican that it didn't register me as a as a Mexican blanket. It's just a blanket. True, true. Time to self-host. Self-host my own Discord. Like the Japanese people got that blanket table thing, kotatsu? Yeah, those are sick. Those are great. What's IRC? Telfos IRC. Is that a slang? Ecelfos matrix for text audio calls. Love it. But that's the thing. Like, I'm not gonna get everyone in the server to switch to whatever I do. Oh, internet real. I thought it was like IDK or something like that. You know. I thought it was like IIRC. If I remember correct, I thought it was like that. Be extra cozy at dinner. I don't think you really eat dinner at them, but definitely, definitely. But it's really annoying because they're like on the floor, so you have to sit on the floor. I'm not a huge fan of sitting on the floor. That's what I don't like about Japan. Like my aunt and uncle have sofas, which is good. But my when I used to stay at my grandparents, I don't stay at my grandparents' house anymore. But like when I used to stay there, they like didn't really have chairs. Like they had like their dining table, but like they didn't really have like a comfy place to sit. Like you just had to sit on the floor. Um, you're about to type komatsu. No, no, no. You almost maybe you absorbed it from like Persona or something. Internet relay chat. It's old school. I see. Okay. I don't think it's expectation for everyone to host something. I just think Discord is a silly company with no decisions, no good decisions in the last 5 years. I mean, I agree. I agree. Let me be a hater for a second. You're being unfair. Okay, fine, fine. Um, no, I just think I completely agree with you. I think Discord has only gotten worse and worse and worse. But I think they've only been able to do that because like everyone just uses Discord and there isn't really another option right now. Um like there's no like especially in like a larger server. Like if it's just like a group of friends, like you can switch, right? But like for me I'd have to convince a lot of people, like strangers, to just switch over and then it kind of like I don't think it's gonna work. Unless like you said, Discord's completely gone, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Just gotta crisscross applesauce on the floor, but like sitting on the floor for long periods of time is like just not comfy. And welcome in cryo, everything well. That's why communication should be open where we don't have to be locked into one desktop client. Like this is my stance. I mean, yeah, that's ideal, but that's kind of what happens, right? Like, especially in a place where like it relies on other people to be on the platform. Um, you kind of have to just reach like I said, like a critical mass of people, and if it's like the main one that all the gamers use, then everyone will use that. And it's like I don't think it's just the way things work. I don't think it's gonna be like a multiple platform situation. Because the reason Discord works is like everyone has Discord for other things, and then so if you're like, oh, I'm making a server for this game, then you just put on Discord, and everyone is already on Discord. They're not necessarily like making an account just to join that. Like for example, like even with like um like it's the same with Twitter, right? Like Twitter, obviously, I think we can all agree, like is a silly company that made no good decisions in the last 5 years. I think we can all agree with that. Like Twitter is getting worse and worse and worse, but at the same time, like there is like blue sky, but Twitter still has like a critical mass of people, right? So it's very hard to get people out of it. Um, you need platform. Yeah, yeah, I know. I mean, Discord. I mean, I have so many complaints. I mean, we can all be haters about Discord, right? Like Discord has so much like stupid features and stuff like that. I'm like, why do they do this? Like, it's so stupid, and like Nitro gets worse and worse. And I do agree. Like Discord just gets worse over time. But at the same time, it's like that's where everyone is, right? Like a social platform can only work where people are. Like I care less about the features of Discord than the fact that like the people are on there. I'll join wherever you move. Me too when your server is inevitably marked 18 plus. No. um, I'll figure something out. Just keep stream up 24/7 and chat can be the new Discord. A very disorganized Discord. That would work, except you can't send photos. That'd be a bit annoying. There's no photos. X, yeah, sorry. Sorry, Elon Musk. You gotta cancel your Nitro account. Yeah, I feel like I should as well, but I do like using my emotes. What does Nitro even give you? Never used it. I mean, the main thing, the basic one has this too, but the main thing is being able to use emotes outside of the server. And also, no, you can always post pictures without Nitro, but you can the limit is the file limit is really low. I think the file limit is higher. And then there's like things that like people don't really care about that much, I think. Like higher resolution streaming, but um that only matters if you're like streaming on Discord a lot. Yeah. I don't really stream on Discord a lot, so I don't really care. You never felt the need? Yeah, I don't think it's necessary. I just really like, as someone who cannot communicate without emotes. That's why I have Nitro. Also, I have my server, and I boost my server. With the free Nitro boost, I boost my server so I can have more emote slots, and more sticker slots. Because if I lowered my sticker slots and people couldn't use the Luca stickers, um, people would be upset. I swear you couldn't post videos before I got Nitro. The file limit is quite low, so you could probably only send like really short videos. 30-second breath though. Maybe yeah, that might have been too big already. I have no idea. Depending on the file size. I remember it was really annoying before. Yeah, that's what Nitro gives you. And I think it's a little overpriced for what you get. Cause I'm pretty sure the full Nitro is like $12 a month or something like that. If you buy the annual plan, which is quite expensive for like a messaging platform and what you get for that. You can buy like the classic Nitro or Nitro Basic or whatever for like $5 a month or whatever. And that just gives you the emotes, which I think is a little more reasonable, but it's a little expensive. You also get custom profile, like animated background. Yeah, but like I really don't care about that. Like there's like so many things where like, oh, like you can like customize your Discord but like who looks at your Discord profile? Do you guys ever look at someone else's Discord profile and you're like, damn, like look at their animated banner, like and like or like you get like different fonts or whatever, or like the ring around your like profile photo. I'm like, does anyone care about that? Like I have the option to do that, but I've never once been like, yes, I need to do that. Like I haven't looked at my Discord profile in like a very long time. Like I don't that's not something I care about. Bonnie's like the only yeah, like I think some people do like to use it, but it's like I don't think it's like a main feature that you should be like paying for. Like I don't think it's like in the value proposition of like the $12 a month. Like I would happily be like, okay, can it be like $7 or $8 a month and like it doesn't include these things? Cause like it's so like come on. Let me actually like look at it. Like what you get for Nitro. Where is it? Um, streamer mode. Oh, okay, sorry, it's on streamer mode. Um, Nitro. Nitro, it's 100 US a year. 500 megabyte uploads, custom emoji anywhere, unlimited super react. Like, who the hell cares about unlimited super reactions? Like, no one even uses those anymore. Like, you get like 5 a month or something as like a normal Nitro user, and I'm like, people use them like a few times when it first came out, but like, who cares about that? Like, I'm not paying for that. Um, and then like HD video streaming, which I think is like fair enough if you do like to stream a lot. And that does cost them money. So I get that. 2 server boosts, which is mainly what I pay for. Custom profiles and more. And it's like, don't really care about that. But yeah, it's kind of that kind of thing, like like the stuff they add is like so silly, like super reactions. Like who cares about super reactions? What is a server boost? It just gives you some let me read it out for you. Um, so when you boost a server to level 1, you get extra emote slots, soundboard slots, like, who cares? Animated server icon, which I guess also who cares? And then it kind of, like, boosts your, like, the streaming in the server, but, like, I don't really care about that because I don't have any voice channels, but for me, I mainly pay for the upgraded emote slots. It goes from 50 to 100, and sticker slots from 5 to 15. Um, that's the main thing. Animated server icon and stuff, I don't really care. And now I can't close the screen. How do I close the screen? Wait, boost this server. How do I leave this page? Oh, here. It was covering it. Used to screen share with your friend on Discord is just awful. Another reason why I moved away. You're not paying that just for sharing screen. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess I've just always had Nitro, so I don't know what the non-Nitro screen share is like. You ever use Prime Video? You still have to pay for the service and it still has the ads are so annoying. The ads are so annoying. Um, I forgot super reactions are a thing. Haven't seen one in like a year. I know, like why I don't know why they add stuff like that. Like who cares? And like, do you guys use like the soundboard? Like who the hell cares? Like who that just seems like a nuisance. Like if you're in like a public voice chat, like I don't really join public voice chats, but I can only assume if you're in like a public voice chat, some like 12-year-old is gonna come in and start like spamming air horn sounds or something, you know? Like who the hell wants that? And like why are they investing so much like development time and like resources into that? Like surely that's like a lot of that's just surely a lot of money and like development time and like whatever the hell they're doing with that. Like can you just make the core service better? Um I think people in general are getting sick of subscription services. I mean, sometimes they go way too far with them. Um, got a boost now, give monies to Discord. Yeah, I just boost my server for the like I just care about the emotes, right? Like everything I do is for emotes. Um, the soundboard it disappeared after a week. It's still there. You're probably in a server where they disabled it because it was annoying. Are you saying you have someone here with spam air horns? Wait, I can spam air horns? I think we found the someone. Kind of spam garden alert sound. It probably has a cooldown. But yeah, so like who the hell like the stuff they put their resources into and the stuff they implement is like come on, like soundboard, like that's so stupid. But maybe I just don't know because I'm not a big like a voice chat user. I don't like I don't play like I don't like join voice chats on like Discord servers. So maybe those people have a different like different things that they want from Discord. Good morrow to you too, Thunder. Does that mean good morning or does that mean like tomorrow? Like, you know what? I'll just accept it for what it is. Um, it's nice to chat during a gaming session. It's about it. I mean, I feel like Discord already like has always done that. That's like pretty normal. That's like its core functionality, like the text channels and the voice channels. That's all I need. I don't need super reactions. Not even having Attack on Titan watch nights, unbelievable. Yeah, I don't have the voice chats. I'm just not a voice chat guy. Like it doesn't sound like no offense, but like just having like a public channel open on like a voice chat, I don't know. Um, as someone who cares a lot about moderation, that seems like a recipe for disaster. Just letting people speak freely. Like you guys know. I mean, I think on Discord it's like a little more filtered because there's like less people on Discord than people can just like pop into stream. But you guys see the kind of messages I get on like random people that pop into stream. Like who knows what will happen if people can speak out loud with their voice, you know? Um, letting people speak freely? Hey, you guys do not have freedom of speech in my Twitch channel. Um, you thought it'd be fancy? It was very yeah, it was very fancy. For some reason in my head, I feel like Zirconia talks to people in English like the IRL. Only when he's LARPing. Free speech recipe for disaster. I'm gonna create a Twitch bot that updates what you're hating on at the moment in the chat. Sure, yeah. But what if I just start hating on the bot often? It might cause like a endless spiral. But yeah, my current hate is free speech. No, no, no. Um, but you guys agree, right? Like if I had just had an open voice channel, I think I'd be traumatized. Like it's one thing if the message is just like written out and then I can just delete it or like um if I can just delete it or ban them and move on. But like it's another thing if people can just speak, right? Um then it will crash. I'll just make like a paradox for it. Um VR chat or open VC channel? Okay, open VC channel in my server, I think would be like okay. It'd be manageable. VR chat would be scary. 'Cause it's too many weebs. That's too many weebs. Um, 'Cause like there's a lot of weebs in my server, but like there's more weebs on VR chat. Um, you can restrict people who can join voice chats though? Yeah, I could. I'm just talking about having like an open thing. Like for example, um like if I had like a watch party. I would hope your community is better than that, but I've only had like one or two interactions like that. Oh no, no, my community is great. It's not like people in the community that would cause those problems. It would just be like people who just come in, like who just come in and they cause trouble. That's a base take. Thank you. And welcome in, Hero. Happy Saturday to you too. We can just plan VR chat meetings and you can't stop that. I can't stop it, but I can't you can't force me to join. Um, Miju is based. Not enough weave. I think we have enough weaves. Um, no weaves. Yeah, not a single weave. People usually disable voice during watch parties. I guess fair enough. Um, if that was the case, then I guess that's fine. I've done like Discord streams. Before I figured out how to like mute the audio in my VODs, I did like Just Dance streams on Discord, and it was pretty chill. But I didn't let anyone talk. Like I only let like my mods talk. I'm just talking about like a situation where like I just have like an open voice chat and anyone can talk. I've never done that, and I don't think I want to. But I think Discord is pretty like filtered. Like only people who are like really in the community will be in the Discord, and um, it would be like even if I talked about it on stream beforehand, maybe there'd be like one or two people who like have like bad or like weird intentions who like will join the Discord at that moment to join the voice chat, but like it wouldn't just be like having an open voice chat on Twitch, On Twitch it'd be a disaster. Remember the days we had watch parties? I've never held a watch party. I don't know what you're talking about. Um, how am I today? I'm doing good. How are you? The no delay streams, I think I was mentioned it, but it was shocking the speedy answer to comment. Yeah, true, true. Because like on Discord there's no lag. Especially like I think you had extra lag because of your internet at the time. Um, so like yeah, I would just see the message like immediately on Discord. Um, just tell us who do you not want to hear? Oh, that'd be controversial. No. Um, it started. Yeah, yeah, it started. It started. It wasn't me. I think we need to run a social experiment. What's the social experiment? I don't like the sound of this. What is it? Um, I think for me, it wouldn't even be like people being like super, super like weird Twitch chatters kind of vibe. For me, like my issue is more like there's always people. Sometimes people who are like not not like auto ban worthy, but like people who are like, oh, I'm keeping an eye on this person. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people. I mean, we've had this. This happens all the time in chat, but like sometimes someone will come in and like they're giving like weird vibes, but they haven't really said anything that's like immediately bannable. But like you can kind of tell you're like maybe this person is a little bit off, and then like later on they'll just say something and be like, okay, I was right. I was right. I think I'd be more worried about that kind of person. Um, just make a voice channel and see what happens or side. No, no. I mean, yeah, like I said before, the main reasons I don't have a voice chat in my server is like one, I personally wouldn't use it. And two is that I'm worried about like moderation. Because like you can't really moderate what gets said and what happens in a voice chat unless you're there yourself, like actively monitoring it, which I cannot do like 24/7. Um, and then like it kind of has to be like self-reported by people if something weird happens. And I don't really want to like subject people to that if something inappropriate happens in the server, or like for example when I first started streaming I had a lot of younger viewers because I was playing a lot of Nintendo games, um and that was like I would never have a voice chat in that situation because like obviously like I do not want like children. I don't want children to like join a voice chat in my server and like talk to anyone. That's obviously unsafe. They shouldn't be doing that. Their parents shouldn't let them, but don't really have control over that. So yeah, that was like the main reason. But even now, when I think um my community is mainly adults, it's still like there's still situations once in a while. Um, it's not like super often, but like once a year or so, like there will be someone who is like like creeping on someone in my server, or like making them uncomfortable, and then I have to like handle that. So like I wouldn't want that happening in a voice chat situation because like I cannot monitor it. If it's in the public server, I can see it. I can talk to the person. I can ban the person that's being weird. I can handle it. But if it's in a voice chat, I don't want that kind of situation to happen. I think that happens a lot online. I'm doing great today. You had a short sleep, but you're off to a mainly productive day. Let's go. Think of it like a. I say just. Oh wait, sorry. Is that switching topic to about the voice chat? I said just open and see how it goes. Think of it as like an open forum of sorts. No, yeah, I think it's more hassle than it's worth. Yeah, I think I mean this is probably a good thing. I think you guys just don't see a lot of um the weirdness that does happen. You don't see like the DMs I get, like you don't see like the people I had to ban, or like that kind of thing. Um, so I think a lot of that, it just gets dealt with immediately and you don't see it. But um, as a person streaming, I've had my fair share. I think I'm just more cynical about um, I think I'm just more cynical about what kind of people are online and stuff like that. Anytime you have an open voice chat, you get the weeb. Yeah, true. There might be too many weebs. Um, that would have been a hilarious VC, the weeb VC. Thanks to Discord's new ID verification, that won't happen. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, but my server's not 18 plus. I have a family friendly stream. Like, although I wouldn't like children to be in my Discord server. I think, unless they're just being safe about it. But it is it is inherently stressful if, like, you know, some people are, like, underage. I'm like, "Please be safe, like, do not like, be careful out there." That's why I don't let people who are underage post their age. If you're underage, just keep it to yourself. It's not a good idea to share online that you're underage. Don't present people with the opportunity to be deplorable. I mean, I think it's just, like, don't let them be deplorable in a place where I cannot immediately see it and ban them. Because if it's in a voice chat, then don't know. You have open DMs as a streamer? Yeah. I mean, like, if someone's weird, I just ban them, block them. Most of the time it's not though. I mean, I'm not like a huge streamer. I'm not like bombarded with DMs. Like I don't get DMs very often. I think most people are scared. Most people are scared to DM me unless I DM them first or tell them to or whatever. So I don't really get DMs. But once in a while you do get a person that's like another thing about voice chats is like um people can be a little parasocial. People can be a little parasocial on Twitch, which is understandable. It's a very parasocial platform. Um but sometimes it's like when it's directed right at me or when people are crossing a line or like when people are like really really misunderstanding the relationship I have or the lack of relationship I have with them. That does happen sometimes in DMs. um Stream idea: reading weird DMs you get. That would not be a family friendly stream, another. uh Although I know streamers do like the unban requests reading stream. Those are funny. um Not weeb friendly, of course not. I don't need to protect the weebs. I'll protect the children, not the weebs. Um, I would even go so far to ban children, totally understandable. I mean, yeah, I completely understand that. Like, you don't feel responsible for them. Because like when I did have a lot of younger viewers, I felt very responsible for them. Even though like, I'm not their parents. Like their parents should be responsible for them. Um, I just felt very, very worried for them and very scared. Like I don't I completely do not mind. Like my stream is family friendly. I think it's an appropriate place for children to be. I don't think they should be online unsupervised. Um and I also think that like what am I trying to say? I also don't think that they should be sharing their age. Like if they can hang out here and they never mention their age and they vibe with the stream and they hang out with us and chat, like not a problem. They could be 16. I don't care. Um I just don't think it's a good idea to share that. Because the people who are predators will, you know, will see that. I mean, hopefully there's no predators watching my stream, but you never know. It's the internet. It's a public stream. Um, don't be deplorable in public. I mean, no, if you're gonna be deplorable in public, so I can ban them. That's what I think. Be deplorable in a place that I can see it. Because my fear is like someone will just like DM someone else from my server and like be a total creep to them, and I have no knowledge of this because like it's between them and DMs. Um, and I would hope that that person would be able to tell me or like tell one of my mods. But yeah, that's a situation I wouldn't want. I would rather they say it in the public channel. Some of the unbanned request streams I have seen are truly something else. That's all I'll say. Yeah, people are crazy. I don't know. People are unhinged. BJ is totally suspicious. That's old news. I mean, of course I'm suspicious. I've been streaming for 5 years. I've been streaming for 5 years as a woman on Twitch. I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I've read it all, I should say. Sometimes like I'm not like that. I'm not like that bothered by anything. I think sometimes um usually it's just like some like random person coming in saying like DMing me something like Twitch whispers are like no one really uses them, but once in a while there'll be like a weird one. um Yeah, usually it's just, like, some comment, they're immediately banned. It doesn't bother me. Um, the worst is when it's, like, someone who has been here a while, and then they say something and you're like, "Ugh," like like, that's tough, you know? Um, and then you never ask you like bullet trains. True, true. Just give us a sneak peek. What kind of DMs are you getting? Okay, actually, I have a funny one. This is one. Hopefully, this person is not watching because it will like, encourage them. But they said someone said, okay, the timing of this is very important. Okay. Um, wait, what is this? Um, where is it? Where is it? Okay, okay. The timing of this is very important. Someone messaged me. They said, "Hello, goddess. Are you looking for a simp or pay pig?" And this was this September 13th. Okay, I don't respond. Obviously, it's not the one where I say, "Oh my god, what a surprise." Yeah. So they said that, right? I obviously didn't respond. A month later, a month later, they follow up. They said, "Hey." They're very dedicated. They follow up. "Hey, please make me your pay pig, oink oink." And then 2 weeks later, they follow up again with please. They just say please. That one's funny. I've had one I've had one as well where the ones that always make me laugh are the ones where they, like, genuinely follow up. Like, sometimes it's, like, a year later. They'll be like they'll be like, "Oh, please, can I buy you something? Can I, um" like, whatever. They'll be like, "Oh, can you add me on Discord or something?" Whatever. Um, and then, like, if they genuinely follow up a year later, I just think it's so funny. I'm like, "Wow, you really, you're, like, very on top of things." Like, do you have, like, a spreadsheet? Like like, one sometimes it's legitimately, like, 1 year later. Like, I'm always very surprised. Um, I bet Miji gets proposals on the regular. Nah, nah. People generally, I guess Twitch shouters are not they're not into marriage. Not into marriage like that. But yeah, welcome in, John. Hey goddess, do you like volunteer? I've never gotten that message in particular, no. I can't even jokingly take this on. Yeah, yeah. That's an example of it. But those ones are just kind of funny. And I don't really mind about that. The ones that really cause me trouble are it's like someone maybe who is a community member and then they may have gotten the wrong idea. Like, I don't even know them really personally, they just, like, watch the streams or whatever, and then sometimes people just get the wrong idea, um, and they're like, "Oh," um, like, they kinda just, like, think that we know each other very well. They might have yeah, they're like, "Oh, she keep like, we keep talking on st" even if we don't even, even people who, like, may not even be chatting that much, I guess they're just watching, and, like, I've never even spoken to them one-on-one, they'll be like, "Oh" or, like, maybe, like, they'll send, like, a DM with, like, a question and I've answered it, like, very unrelated. We've never really spoken directly, had, like, a proper conversation or, like, talked about our lives or anything like that. But then they kinda some people really do get the wrong idea. And they don't understand that, like, watching my stream is not the same thing as knowing me personally. Um, yeah, those ones are a little harder to deal with, I'd say. Um, thankfully, it's a I just roast you, so no need to worry over here. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of that, I just need to mail things to Aussie land for a friend, but I got too busy with life. Ooh. What are you sending them? Or is it a surprise? Um, there are a lot of socially inept people I can imagine. Yeah, I'd assume I try to have a bit of sympathy for them because, like, I think those people maybe are very lonely and or maybe don't understand certain social situations or like don't understand certain social cues. I think a lot of times like I don't have a problem with like people like chatters who are like who may be a bit like awkward or like Like, I don't really have an issue with that because I think a lot of people, um, like, yeah, like, a lot of us just, like, spend a lot of time online. We may not be the most, like, socially competent people, and, like, I think that that's okay as long as you're being I think that as long as you're being I think as long as you're well-intentioned. My metrics is more like, um, 1, as long as you're kind. If you're weird and you like to, like, go off, um, if you like to ramble on about whatever, that's fine as long as you're not disrupting chat or anything like that. Um, 2, as long as you're not directing any making anyone else uncomfortable, then that's okay. If you're if you're like a weird person, like, so what? Like, that's totally fine. We're all weird in our own way. Um, as long as you're not directing at anyone, completely fine. Um, and 3, I think if sometimes people who may not understand social cues or maybe a little bit awkward might say something that can be they don't necessarily mean it in a hurtful way, but it might come across the wrong way. I think as long as sometimes I have those situations and I talk to them directly and I'm like, "Oh, like that thing you said was a little bit insensitive," or like whatever. As long as they respond to that in like a open and be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't." As long as they like are receptive to that, then I'm okay with it. Um, Barring they don't like repeat it over and over. But if someone says something like a little bit off and I talk to them about it, I'm like, "Hey, that's you shouldn't be saying that." Then I think as long as they're open to the criticism, that's okay. You've only DM'd a streamer because their mods was being a duck face. Fair enough, fair enough. I think it's okay to yeah, like, talking to DMing a streamer about, like, moderation issues, totally valid, depending on the situation. Just Sanrio stuff you can't get on shit? Oh my gosh, I love Sanrio. That's that's great. I think it's also a case of being nice and being misinterpreted. Yeah, I think some people do misinterpret someone being kind to them as someone being interested in them, and that's not a good thing to do. Some people think Twitch and Discord are dating apps. Yeah, yeah. So people really do think Twitch is a dating app. I don't know why. I would even bother to do that because I figure it's who they're choosing to be their mods. They can't expect much different from the streamer. That can be true, but sometimes like people, especially smaller streamers, may just choose like a community member as their mod, and they might not realize that the mod is doing that behind. They might be doing that behind their back, but the mod is doing it out in public, and the streamer endorses it, and they're like they see it, they're okay with it. Either one, they're too unassertive to like reel their mod in or like unmod that person, or 2, they agree with what the mod is doing. So yeah, I agree. I agree with that sense. But there is sometimes situations where like the mod is doing something behind the streamer's back. And in that case, I would want to know. I don't think that would ever happen in my case, but if that were to occur, I would want to know. Um, like on top of that, having that parasocial like mindset. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So they think they know me personally, and 2, they think I like them because I'm being kind to them, when I'm just being like friendly. um, so yeah, those 2 combination, a lot of Twitch chatters do have that. Um, so it does happen. It does happen. You're a weird person. We're all weird people. Yeah. Facts, but some mods are terrible. The whole empowered thing and think modding is a job. It's funny actually. Yeah, I mean, I think some people do get on like a bit of a power trip. Like the whole like Reddit mod. The whole Reddit mod stereotype is sometimes real. Um, Very nice approach. I can't even joke about this. I was being genuine for once. Um, you laugh about it too, but I follow a streamer and their mods act like that. I tend to just ditch a streamer. I mean, yeah, like especially if it's one thing, it's like if you've been a member of the community for a while and you're like you have like ties there. But if it's like someone you just joined, I think it's you they have to there's no point trying to fix something that you could just leave. Um I've seen a mod being banned for weird behavior after being selected as one, so it's not necessarily 100% host approved. Yeah, and you don't even know how, like, people choose their mods. Like, some people have, like, channel point redemptions for, like, becoming a mod, and they don't necessarily it's more just like a badge in the chat, the way they do it. I don't necessarily agree with doing that, because they could go on a power trip and start banning people, um, but, um, you never know how people choose their mods. You've done that too, thankfully, some streamers deal with mods that are out of line. Yeah. I mean, it's like a company, if the streamer sucks, they also have sucky mods. I mean, yeah, exactly, exactly. I think as a streamer, you have to be very you have to manage your stream. Like, you have to, like, be the one handling stuff, right? Like, that's some I think a lot of streamers I've seen this a lot. A lot of streamers are a little too unassertive. But, like, you have to be able to deal with this kind of stuff because, like, it affects everyone watching. It's like a streamer I watched previously and she had a pretty big following. One of her mods, also a VIP, was cracking some underhanded, overly racist jokes during a stream chat. The streamer didn't even call the VIP mod out on it, even though she claims to have a safe space. I just unfollow. I mean, it's one of those things, right? Like, if you have racist friends or you tolerate racist behavior, you are also racist. Like, just just straight up, right? Like, if you have a friend who is racist and you're still friends with that person, you're also racist. Like, that completely reflects on you. Whether you have racist beliefs or not, that reflects on you. And you tolerate racism. And I cannot be friends or I cannot watch a streamer who tolerates racism or anything for that matter. Any type of thing. And like I as someone who is a streamer, like I am very strict about that. If someone says things that are like vaguely racist, if it's, like, borderline, like, maybe it's, like, a translation issue, I'm like I call them out and be like, "Hey, what's up with that?" Um, and then, like, sometimes people start saying things that are like, okay, I think this person is a misogynist. Goodbye." And yeah, I consider my stream to be a safe place for, like, we have a lot of, like, LGBT viewers. We have, presumably viewers of many different races. Um, so it's like, for me, I feel like I am hurting every like, for example, if I had a racist chatter or, like, a racist mod, I feel like I would be directly responsible for hurting everyone who the racism affects if I don't get rid of that person, even if I'm not directly doing it. Hey, turn off winter now, it's almost March. It's so cold. Um, I had an issue with the mod in her server, pretty much called me stupid a couple times for no reason, talked to the mod's husband. He put him in timeout. Wait, so the mod's husband was also a mod? I don't know this with the situation. Um, I get busy and things that don't involve family get put off to the side. You're a horrible person. I mean, you're busy. It's fine. I'm sure your friend will understand. I guess I'm not my grandma's friend. I mean, family, it's a little different. Especially like older family. Like, you can't really, like at a certain point. I think you cannot change their minds. Um, So, like, with I think family is a different situation because with friends, like, you choose your friends. With mods, like, you choose your mods. You don't really choose your family. Speaking of winter, it's, like, 0 outside right now. It's so nice after, like, 4 weeks of -10. It's been, like, -2-ish, -4, 0 degrees here. It's been kinda cold. I did experience 2 degrees a few weeks ago. I can't imagine lower. I think 2 degrees is really cold. If a chatter is racist, does that make you racist? Does that make us racist? I think if someone is being racist in the chat, um if someone's being racist in the chat and one, I don't ban them, two, you guys stay and chat, um, okay, two things. I think two things must happen. The person is saying racist things. I don't ban them. I allow this in my chat. Um, and I see it. I know it's there, and I don't do anything about it. And two, you guys see that I'm not doing anything about it. You see that it's that stream kind of stream. I don't think that makes a chat. I think the chat has less responsibility in the situation. But I think that would make me, um, like, What am I trying to say? What is it called? Where you're, like, abetting. It would make me abetting racism, aiding and abetting in racism. I'm trying to think of the law term. The hubby is active. Fair enough, fair enough. Imagine timing out your own spouse. Um, I get Ricky away from the equator. He likes it there. And walk him in, Coop. As she said, if you don't call them out on it, it does. Yeah, I think if you condone, yeah, condoning is the right word, not aiding and abetting. That's more of like a harboring a fugitive kind of thing. Um, they'll say I have nothing against them after saying the most racist thing ever. True. They'd be like, "Oh, I have no problem with this group of people," but you're like, "Okay, it kind of seems like you do have a problem." Or I think a lot of people they don't understand that. Um, I think some people don't understand, or like some racist people don't understand that like you don't necessarily have to harbor hatred against a group to be racist. But it's humid and windy here, so maybe I can stand a dry 0 degrees. Hmm. Yeah, when it's humid, it feels colder. If it's a dry 2 degrees, it's not that bad. But if it's humid and windy, give me a dry 20 instead. Yeah, yeah. It just feels so much colder when it's humid. Good English, thank you. Aiding and abetting sounds so criminal. It is criminal. They're being racist. Um, Went and got a haircut. Nice. I hope it's a good haircut. I hope you like it. Aiding a racist child or giving them I guess that would be aiding, right? Like me like hyping them up, like VIPing them. That's aiding and I think that's aiding and abetting, you know? um, when my daughter streams, I'm forcing things that I think are over the line. That's nice of you. Um, Aiding and abetting, alley-ooping the craziest remark, yes. Pisses off people and people think I'm trying to get with my daughter by white knighting. Oh my god, those types of chat people think that all the time. Like for example, a lot of times someone will be like hitting on me and I'll ban them. And then they'll like a few times now, someone will be like, "Oh my god, your mod tried to ban me for saying this. Like you should." And someone said I can't remember what it was. They were like, "Respectfully, you should get rid of him." And I guess I thought it was a stat, but it was like I literally was one to ban them. But I think they just like to think that like, oh, if that mod wasn't there, like she would totally love my comment and like we would be dating by now. Like, you know what I mean? I think for them it's like they're just delusional. Um, let's get rid of his stat. Apparently, he does get a lot of flack. Um, from people like that. And there's no way this girl who streams for me would ban. I know that she streams only for me. Like, how could they? Got canceled 2026. That was like a few years ago, but it's happened a couple times. Like people will be like, "Oh, your mod deleted my message," and I'll be like, "Okay, and." There's this one guy. Even after my daughter told him I'm her father, that I don't believe. Just get rid of those people. There's no point. There's no point like fighting with them. You don't want those people around your daughter anyway. Um, it's gross. I mean, honestly, like who better than like especially as a female streamer, who better to mod for you than like a protective father, you know? Like that's perfect. But yeah, I would yeah, just get rid of them. Don't be afraid, just ban them. People get mad when mods actually mod. I know, I know. That's why the stream is so chill because the mods don't do anything ever. Right, right. Um, Luckily this stream doesn't need like that much moderation. I would say. Usually I'm like I can just delete stuff myself or ban people myself. Um, nothing is nothing gets like it's only ever like 1% at a time. Um, they just allow us to roast me, Jew. It's great, right? She'll just time one of us out randomly just to look busy. They get paid by timeout. If you're going to try to raise my daughter, you have to be in touch about it. That's a nice mindset. That's a nice mindset. Um, and another streamer I watch, her father pops in occasionally. It's hilarious how quiet the usual chatters get when he's around. What are the usual chatters saying that they can't say around her father? Should I be concerned? What kind of stream are you watching? And welcome in, Minnie. I was helping the stream with Genshin. We were chilling, vibing. This moderator DM'd me telling me to stop backseating. I'm like, why couldn't the streamer just tell me to stop? Maybe they're too shy. I don't know. Sometimes people are really scared of confrontation. Um, um, Probably calling her goddess. Oh no. They just troll her a lot. Oh, okay, I see. That makes sense. Um, why for with normal modes present, Miju is like 8 messages behind and the new word comment lasts 5 seconds. Because I read every new comment as it comes up. I just don't read it out. Like, I read every message, but I am, the ones I'm responding to, I might be a few messages behind. That's why. I have eagle eyes. Okay. I will pause the song so Angel doesn't miss it, but I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. You can jam to Malomart before we come back to Wish You Hell. Okay, BRB. Okay, I'm back. Add a second Malomart to the spreadsheet. Spreadsheet? What spreadsheet? I'm aware your speech lags every time a new comment appears. Yeah, I gotta read everything just in case. Or sometimes I'm like in the middle of saying something and the person, like sometimes I'm in the middle of saying something and someone responds like to like it's like an ongoing conversation. I try to do that, but if it's like a one-off comment, then I'll save it for when I'm caught up to it. I try not to get too far behind in chat though. What are your guys' I mean, while we're kind of on the topic, what are your guys' like streamer pet peeves? And don't just say everything I do, I swear to God. For me, it's really annoying when someone's like, some people they wanna read every chat message, but the chat goes too fast or they respond too slowly to read every chat message. So then sometimes people are, like, 5 minutes behind on the chat, and then at that point, you can't even really talk to them because, like, by the time they see your message, it's like it's so far like, you cannot have, like, a back and forth kinda conversation because it's, like, it's so delayed, right? Um Lisa, sorry, Lisa. And I understand it. Like, I think it's just like a personal preference because like some people want every message responded to or want to respond to every message no matter what, right? And like that's fine. But for me, I think like I would rather sacrifice a few chat message that I don't think I have to respond to, just to keep on like a reasonable pace with the chat. And I think it's I think it's a preference. Um, because you know, like obviously some people prefer that. You haven't gone far enough in my journey to develop pet peeves. I mean, like watching a stream. Um, Same streamers that make no effort to chat and streamers who are too upbeat and thank and praise everything. It seems fake. What? Maybe they're just an upbeat person. I don't know. Um, but yeah, that's like a personal preference. That's very personal to you. Um, what are you gonna do when you're a famous Genshin pro? Then I think when your chat goes too fast to read everything, then you just have to read message. You just have to read pick out a few messages to read. If someone calls me king or daddy or being overly cringe, otherwise I'm cool. Fair enough, fair enough. But what if it's your daughter's stream and you really are daddy in that situation? I guess that's why you do get it. Streamers that don't game. Okay, I'm a little called out. I'm a little even though the game is on, I'm a little called out here. Watching, let me think. Don't let it get to your head. Don't let it get to your head, but Miju is for me the gold standard of chat interaction. I'm gonna frame that. Let me screenshot it. Hold on. Let me screenshot it. Dipping tool. Hold on. Hold on. This is very important. I'm gonna save this. And I'm gonna every time Zirconium bullies me, I'm gonna refer back to this. Nice. I didn't write that I got hacked. I'm gonna post on Discord. So you don't lose it. There we go. Sorry for the light mode. Um Streamers that don't game. Oh, my fingers. Oh, the streamer who says they're gonna play a game at the start of stream and then puts the game on and then sits in the main menu for 45 minutes. Yapping. I can't believe people do that. That's ridiculous. Um, she calls me Shun Otosan. Shun? Um, See, this is why I never give her You know, you put this on yourself because you never give me compliments. The one compliment I get, I gotta keep it. Pin it. I won't go that far. I won't go that far. That'll embarrass them too much. Also, my daughters are the only people I'll take being called daddy from, but I prefer father or dad. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. And welcome in Star. Thanks for the 5 stream streak. Yeah, that's my. I mean, obviously, I interact with chat the way I prefer chat to be interacted with. So you know, obviously, I'm biased towards my own chat interaction style. But yeah, that's what I prefer, and I'm presuming people who watch my stream or either prefer it or are okay with it. You know, rather than like, you know, if they really hated it, they probably wouldn't be here. But yeah, that's like that's a pet peeve of mine. Another pet peeve of mine is when, or this is more just like this is more just like annoys me is when there's a lot of people in chat. When there's a lot of people in chat who are like low key like hitting on the streamer, and the streamer like clearly isn't into it. And they clearly like don't like it, but they like don't do anything about it. Like they're like yeah, probably like a little too non-confrontational to like really put their foot down. Or people were like posting like kind of borderline comments that I can tell the streamer's not comfortable with it. Um, then I'm like, it's not an, I'm not like annoyed at the streamer because I'm like, like, I feel for them, but at the same time, I'm like, "Please, like, let me protect you, like, let me." That's so parasocial, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, "Don't do that." Um, when a streamer just comes off as being too happy, it feels too fake. Like, when you watch a streamer, you know they're putting on an act and not being themselves. Yeah, I mean, I think it just again, I think that's another preference, right? Like, some people a lot of streams are very like, not like fake, but, like, very performative, and some people like watching that and some people don't. Like, they're not every stream I don't think a stream has to be genuine to be good. Like, I personally stream in a more genuine fashion, but I think there are streams that, like, make that work, right? Like, people who put on a character, or, like, VTubers. A lot of VTubers are, like, putting on a performance, basically, and there are people who are into that. I'm not personally into that, but I can see the appeal of, like, say, like, someone has a certain character that they stream as, or, like, a certain type of personality to stream as that might not be their real personality. "You think it's cute calling me part of my name? I call in return my little Yukiona." Cute. That is cute. "There should be a zirconian gives me a compliment redeem, and it costs, like, 400K." But then, it wouldn't be genuine. Um Streamers that sorry, not start, connecting with their community as soon as they get partner, or streamers that just stop streaming when they get partner. I mean, I don't fault anyone for, like, stopping streaming because like, streaming is very time intensive, and it's, like, a big commitment. Then I always think, like, your real life should come before streaming, obviously, unless it's, like, your full-time job. And most people, if they just hit partner, streaming is not their full-time job. Um Or even if they've been partnered for a while, it might not be enough to be their full-time job. Um, so I don't fault people for stopping streaming or anything like that, and I think some people I mean, it sucks that someone if you really enjoy like, watching that streamer, like, I completely understand, like, it sucks that they stopped streaming, but at the same time, they might have gotten burnt out from trying to hit partner. "Give me €1,000,000, I will quit everything and become a carpenter." I think it's similar. Yeah. I think so? Wait, what? Um Or, like, in terms of streaming as a job? VTubers are totally different. Yeah, VTubers are a whole different ballgame, I think, like, the kind of audience, the kind of like, I don't know, it's just a very different vibe. I don't think people are there for the genuine nature of it. Although I'm sure there are VTubers who are genuine and, like, who stream, without a persona, but I think the whole point of a VTuber is, like, it's a persona, right? No one understands me? I mean, I understand the sentiment, I just don't know what you're relating it to. Like, in terms of are you talking about, like, if streamers got €1,000,000, they would quit their job and become a streamer? Or, like, if people who are stream for a hobby? I don't know. Persona, yes, Persona. Um, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of, like, I'm also not a huge fan of, like, the really over the top, like, streamer behavior, like, "Hey, chat, like, let's get some hype," and, like, that kind of stream. I'm not a big fan of I think it's more aimed towards, like, younger viewers. I'm not a big fan of that personally. Or, like, the really, really, like, strong streamer lingo, like, when people say chat, like, every 5 sec oh, that's actually my pet peeve. If someone says chat, like, constantly, they're like, "Okay, chat. Chat, come on. What do you guys think about this chat?" Like, I don't like that. Um, Streamers stopping after creating a huge community, I think it's totally reasonable, be able to support yourself already, like, we're not saving nations here. Oh, like, you mean, like, if you were a big streamer and you made enough money to live for the rest of your life and then you just stop? That's fine. But I don't think John was talking about that because he was talking about streamers who just hit partner, which is not necessarily like a million euros. Um, as a streamer, I'm only on hiatus because someone gave me €1,000,000. No way, share with us. The hype woman or man streams, yeah, those, I think I'm just not the target audience for it. It's, like, too high energy. Chat, am I cooked? I know. If someone, like, unironically said that, like, during a stream, I'm like, I don't think that's the right mentality. I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't think that's the right streamer for me." Like, I'm not like, the reading Reddit videos I've been watching, the I do like the person, like, the streamer who reads them out. He seems like a genuine guy, and I do agree with most of his takes. He's very progressive as well, like, in terms of, like, what he thinks about the stories, but the thing that took me a minute to get used to, no offense to this person for recalling them out, but every time they say like, "Oh, like you need to divorce this person ASAP," or "You need to talk about this person ASAP," instead of saying ASAP, he says ASAP Rocky. And every time I was like, "Oh my god, can you stop saying ASAP Rocky?" But at this point, I've watched so many of his videos, I'm desensitized. I accept the ASAP Rocky, but would it be my first choice of avoiding? No. No. But I've accepted it. I've accepted it. What the hell is ASAP Rocky? Like a rapper, I think. Um, welcome back, Grazie. I hate ASAP. I don't have any strong feelings about ASAP Rocky. I just have strong feelings about saying ASAP Rocky. Um, this chat that everything revolves around chat. Everything they do online has to be social media posts. That's a pet peeve as well. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I don't think it's a healthy way to live. Soon you'll adopt ASAP Rocky and say it at work. Oh my god, I'd be so embarrassed if I said that at work. Um, but yeah, it's maybe I actually might start saying it by accident one day because I do watch, like, so many of his videos. I think I've watched every single one of his videos, reading Reddit stories because I just, like it's, like, really good to just have in the background. Because I can just, like, do my chores, I can go grocery shopping and listen to these videos, and he uploads them on Spotify as well, so I can, like, download them offline. So I've been watching a lot. So I might start if I say ASAP Rocky someday, it's this guy's fault. We did tour bus and you need this ASAP rock. Oh my god, my manager would be like, "What the hell?" Like, I think he probably knows what ASAP Rocky is because he's only a few years older than me, but, like, um, it would be really embarrassing. My pet peeve is how Americans in corporate love to abbreviate everything, like, had to say it. Yeah, yeah, that's true. The buzzwords. I watch almost every single stream. You do? Do I speak like a Canadian? I'm sure you've picked up some mannerisms, like, I think when you listen to someone talk for so long, it's like if your friend starts saying, like, a slang or, like, a phrase, then you kinda pick it up as well. I think I wouldn't be surprised if people I don't know what my habits are. I wouldn't be surprised if people have picked them up, though. I'm gonna start saying it for fun. You can if you want. Major teaches Canadian. What's, like, something that's so Canadian to say? Um, I don't even really know what's so I don't think we have any, like, slang. That's, like, super, super Canadian. I didn't know there were so many Canadians in the world before joining this chat. Angel did not know about Canada existing. Do you say bag or bag? I say bag, personally. They say bag. I say bag. I don't say bag. I mean, I don't think I say bag. Don't you know? I don't think it's a I guess saying a is very Canadian. Like, "Oh, nice weather out today, eh?" But I don't personally say it, so I don't think you would have picked it up from me. "So, buddy, I was eating some poutine at an intermission at the game. It was good, eh?" That's pretty Canadian. I think I do a mix. Am I more Canadian than you? Yes. You're honorary Canadian, Ricky. You can move here. Any sayings with maple syrup? No. There's no maple syrup sayings. Add "a" at the end of all the sentences. I think just like, complaining about the weather. Very, very I mean, I only know, like, Vancouver. I think Vancouver has its own identity. Canada's very big, right? Like Ratsy also lives in Canada, but he's like 5-6 hour flight away from me. Like we are very very far away. So I think the Canadianness, there is some stuff that carries over, but I think like West Coast and East Coast and the middle have a lot of differences. You're more sweet than maple syrup. I've never heard anyone say that. I made a maple syrup out of the situation, like a sticky situation. That could work. The A thing is more like when you're asking a question or expecting a reply in a combo. It's more like, oh, isn't it? It's kind of like that. Like, oh, the weather is nice, isn't it? Um, a real Sigma moves when chat to ask you to teach them something Canadian is to start talking French. True. Just sh- share some French Canadian with them. Which is only a quick 40-hour drive away. Exactly, exactly. I think a lot of people, especially like Europeans or people from like smaller countries, don't realize how big Canada is. Like a lot of Japanese people have this when they come to Canada. They're like, "Oh, like we're coming to visit Vancouver, but we also want to see Niagara Falls." And like, you know how far away Niagara Falls is? Like, do you realize? And then a lot of times they don't realize. Um, have you ever called someone a hose? Or, oh, no, I haven't. Okay, I guess that is a Canadian phrase, but I've never heard it personally. I think in general, East Coast is more Canadian, like stereotypically Canadian than the West Coast. Are non-native wannabe Canadians known as cannaboos, cannaboos, or Canada boos? I would go with Canada boos because cannabis sounds too much like cannabis, and that is very Canadian. But I don't think that's right. Is Canada bigger than Texas? A little, a little. Um, Maud, is she being prejudiced about Europeans? Hey, I'm right though. Europe is small. Europe is very small. Not all of us can be like, "Oh, I gotta drive 1 hour and I'll be in, like, 2 different countries." Like, it's a lot more difficult to travel around here. My German family could understand that when we drove everywhere when we went on Euro vacation when I was younger. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think the difference what people consider far is different than far. Like, I was literally talking to Alex a couple days ago, and they were like, "Oh, like, I don't think I'd ever move that far from my hometown." I was like, "But what is far to you?" 'Cause, like 'cause, like, the UK, like, it's like, oh, you could drive, like, a couple hours and be, like, across the UK, like, on the other end. Um, so, like, I'm like, I don't really know what you consider far. 'Cause, like, in Vancouver, you could drive 1 hour and still be in Vancouver. I've never called anyone a hoser or been called one or heard anyone called one. I think that slang is from, like, the 1960s or earlier. Yeah, I've never heard it. I'm a Canadian boo. Yeah, you could be a Canadian boo. I still think you should move here, Ricky. Think you'd like it here. Um, what about Canucky boo? Canucky boo. Sure. Like, I could that could work. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Have you ever heard of a smoko? No. What is that? Is it also a slang? Um, sounds thin. It does sound. I even know how to say that because like it's like Quebec, Kaboo, Kaboo. um, Smoko is the best song by the Chats. By Chat? It's Aussie slang for taking a bathroom break. What? Taking a bathroom break? So you're like, oh, I'm gonna go on a smoko, and then it means you're gonna go to the bathroom. I've not heard of this. I think Canada just doesn't have a lot of slang compared to like say England. That's a saying. Canada needs to catch up to Austria. Austria. Um, yeah, yeah, okay. That's a nice slang. Yeah, we Canada just doesn't really have a lot of slang. Um, do you really was that just a typo, or do you really say Aussie for Austrians? 'Cause surely you do not, right? It's a little confusing. Um, I think maybe Canada as well is, like, very Can I think the internet is very American centric, you know? So, like, I've probably a lot of slang, um, probably a lot of slang, internet slang, like, there's not really, like, a specific identity of, like, North American slang. Except for, like, maybe, like, certain cultural slangs, but, like, it's not even really, like, American, like, generally. I intentionally did that. Everyone in Germany around me calls them Austria, really? Oh my gosh. I'm sure Australians will be offended by that. Um, I feel like every I feel like everyone has that kind of like, I feel like Canadians are really offended if you call them American. Like, if they're like, "Oh, are you American?" Like, they're like, "God, no. I'm not American." Uh, and then I've also heard, like, sometimes Americans, when they go on vacation, they pretend they're Canadian. They're like if they get asked at, like, a restaurant, they're like, "Oh, where are you from?" They're like, "Canada." And they're like, "Oh, Canada's so great." 'Cause, like, America just has a bad rap, which is understandable. Um Yeah, understand. Yeah, we don't wanna be mistaken for American. Like, I'm sure if you're American, you understand. You understand that. We don't wanna be mistaken. Is this XG? No, it's Jenny. Um, is there anyone from a non-English speaking country here apart from you? Ricky. Um, and I guess Zirconian? But Zirconian's English is better than all of us, so I don't know. I don't know if it's a national language. You too, right, Chicano. Um The life hack is to sew a Canadian flag onto your backpack when traveling. Yeah, you gotta do that if you're American. I completely, um yeah, no, I completely if you're being respectful, and I completely understand if you don't want people to think you're American. You have my full permission to cosplay as a Canadian. Um, I understand. I understand. I would do the same. I would do the same in that situation. I think we generally I mean, I stream in a very EU-friendly time zone as well. So I think we get a lot of, um we have a lot of, like, European viewers and, non-native English speaking viewers. Where this chat is very friendly to non non-native English speakers. Mija gives you the Canadian flag pass, exactly. As long as they're being respectful about it. This is very offensive to me, and I would wanna be able to see who is American and who is not, but what if they're, like, a nice American and they just don't wanna be associated, you know? Gonna act like an imbecile overseas and say I'm from Norway. Tarnish the name. Tarnish the name. You're Japanese when I travel? Does that work? Do you look Japanese? If there's no pass to be stamped, it's up to you how you present it. No, you must have your pass stamped by me. I am the authority. McDemon? You know, a lot of places you go, you might be, like, the only Norwegian person they ever meet. So you actually might make a strong impression. Just go to some, like, random Japanese town, and they probably never met a Norwegian person before, you know? And then you'll just make a bad reputation for them. And then you'll have a whole town of people who are, like, very anti Norway, you know? And be like, "Man, Norwegian people suck." Um, I don't know if Ikamo is true. What does Ficamos even mean? You said it was Portuguese autocorrect. What does that mean? It better be something bad or something funny. Tell me why it's Draconian autocorrected to demon. We all know why. Autocorrect knows. But yeah, luckily I don't have that. I don't have that problem. I can be Canadian and everyone loves Canadians. Um, Once in a while, if I'm in a country that's not very diverse, um, if I'm in a country that's not very diverse, sometimes you will get the people who are like if I say I'm from Canada, they're like, but where are you really from? You know? But that's usually out of ignorance. Um, and welcome in, Kenny. Hope you're doing well today. Mm, we stayed there. It's like staying. I guess that's a pretty neutral word. It's not a noun. I'm not sure everyone loves Canada after the whole curling thing. What happened? Should I know? Is that in the law? Are my favorite Canadian? What? Come on. Um, Something like that could be ended up or am/was. Depends on the context. Can't start calling Chicano that fault. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. We need a cooler name. Um. Oh no, that one guy cheated at a sport they've watched once in their whole life. True. Someone. Okay, I'm guessing someone cheated then. Um. Wait, calling me what? Ficamos. I hate being asked that question. I haven't gotten in years, but it always irked me. Where are you really from? It's just the way they ask it. Usually, it's like they don't mean it. They don't mean it um in like a racist way, but it is definitely a bit of a faux pas to ask it in that way. But a lot of times people asking that like English might not be their first language. They might be from a country that's very homogenous. Um, so I try to be a little understanding. I've only been asked that like twice in my life though. Once at Heathrow Airport from someone who um was clearly like from a country that they probably haven't met very many Asian people. So I was like, okay, fair enough, whatever. And then once in Vancouver, which was, like, so weird. I was like, "That's crazy." Like, you're okay, I'm sorry, buddy. You live in a city that's, like he was working at the store, okay? And I was like, "Surely 70 to 80% of your customers are Asian. You're really asking me that?" Like, I was like, "What's your problem?" I was like I didn't, like, call him out, but I was like, "Why?" Like, so I think he realized he shouldn't have asked that. Um, Asking it that way is weird. I think if you ask it in that way, it's like implying that you're like, "Oh, but you're not really Canadian, are you? Because you're a different race," right? Like, I think that's kinda what it implies. No one ever asked me for my cool ethnic background. They gotta ask. The Canadian curling player touched the stone with his finger after he let it go. That would be ridiculous to hate a whole country for that. I mean, yeah, just, if you hate a whole country for one person, that's, a little racist. Um In Vancouver, out of all I know, right? I was like, sorry, sir, you live in a place that is 60% Asian. Like, are you really being like, "Oh, there's an Asian person, I gotta ask them where they're" does he ask everyone? I don't think so. Um, we'll go hate that yeah, we can go hate that guy. Um, well, this is where you really from thing is a very American thing. I can't imagine a Norwegian meaning it that way, for example. Yeah, I mean, it kind of just depends where you are. Like for like I said, like someone asked me that at the Heathrow airport, and I think they were from like Africa. Like they like just judging by like their accent and stuff. And in that situation, I don't like English clearly was not their first language. They didn't. I don't think they intend. They just, I think it was just more out of like ignorance. They probably had never like, they probably hadn't met very many, if not any Asian people before, so, like, in that situation, I'm like, "Ugh, I don't like it," but I understand. But in Vancouver, it's, like, crazy. I, like, almost I didn't even yeah, Hero, I did not even, like, understand that's what that person was asking. Cause like, there's more Asian people than white people in Vancouver, like, genuinely. Like, there's probably, like, almost twice as many Asian people as white people. Um, so, like, he was like he was, like, talking to me, and he was like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I said the neighborhood in Vancouver that I'm from, like, the sub like, Vancouver's divided into many different, like, little cities or neighborhoods. I told him where I was from, cause I was like, "Oh, maybe he, like, knows me, like, maybe we grew up in the same area." I was like, "Oh, I was from here," and he's like, "Oh, no, but, where are you from? Like, what is, like, your background?" And I was kinda like, "Why?" And then he was like, "Sorry." And then I left. And then I just paid for myself and left. I was like, "Bro, are you okay?" Um, like, it's one thing if you're like, "Oh, like, what is your cultural background? Like, oh, are your parents like whatever?" Like, that kind of thing. But it's like if you ask like, "Oh no, but where are you from?" Implying like you're not from here. I'm like, "Oh, I was born here." Um, yeah, it's like it's those things. It's not like very aggressively racist. It's just more like you wouldn't treat um you wouldn't treat someone who's not white like that. You know what I mean? White people breaking down the European heritage but never step foot on European soil. True. You find it funny when people realize you're Asian. Yeah, fair enough. Maybe he's asking everyone and trying to do a census of Canadian ethnicities. That's what he must have been doing. And welcome in Yogi. Hope you're doing well today. And it's also fine. I understand the issue with everyone else apart from Americans. They can feel comfortable looking into their heritage. No, it's not like a bad no one thinks it's a bad thing. Everyone just kinda, like, cons on them a little bit because 'cause they're like, "Oh, they're like, "Oh, actually, I'm Irish," like, but, like, they don't have, like, any connection to the Irish heritage. Like, it's okay to, like, learn about these things and stuff, but, like, being like, "Yes, I am Irish," like, 'cause, like, it's like, I don't know if you are." Um My people migrated through the ages, so I'm very far from where people started off as well, but I mean, I'm not that. I mean, yeah, you are that. It's just like some people like go really far with it, with their like identifying themselves with it. They'll be like, oh, um, like they'll be like 40%. They'll be like, oh, okay, they have like some sort of Irish history. And then some people will like go really far with it. They'll be like, oh, like someone will like say like for example, okay, for in this case, like they might have like German heritage and someone will like pronounce like a German word and they'll be like, actually you don't pronounce that way. Like I know because I'm German. You're like, okay, you're not German in any cultural way, right? Like you're like you may have that might be like your ethnic background, but like you're not German like culturally, right? Like at all. A microaggression? Yeah, it is just a microaggression. I've seen some people saying like, "Oh, you should just ask back," right? Like, and I think that's, the way to go. Because the people once it's, like, put back on them, then they realize how ridiculous it hopefully they realize how ridiculous it is, right? Um, like, if like, for example, I was watching a video about, like I think it's, like, a clip from, like, a show or something like that, and um this, like, um this white woman was like, "Oh, like, I love your accent, like, where is it from?" And then she was like, I can't remember where, it was, like, somewhere in, like, LA. She was like, "Oh, it's from, like, South LA," or, like, I don't know places, like, Pasadena. Um, and then and then the girl was like yeah, and then the girl was like, and she'd be like, "Oh, the accent is really lovely," and you'd be like, "Oh, yeah, I love yours too." Like, you just, like, put it back on them. The girl who's jogging in the I think it's, like I don't think so, I think it was, like, a supermarket? But, yeah, I'm sure people have done it a lot. Or if people say, like, yeah, if people are like, "Oh, where are you from?" And then you're like, "Oh, like, I'm from here." And they're like, "Oh, where are you really from?" And you're like, "Oh, okay, my family's from Japan." What about you? Where are you really from? Um, come on. Um, No need to apologize, we just think it's silly, but it's still cool to be part of your proud of your heritage. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, but I know how obnoxious people are about their heritage. People can get pretty obnoxious about it. Or like the 0.1%. The person who's like some people are like, "Oh, I'm like 2% Native American." You're like, "Okay." Like, um, I used to think you're only Canadian, but you're way too immersed, and into the culture and speak the language, even been in Japan multiple times. I feel like anyone who doesn't check those things should just present themselves as where they were born. I think yeah, I think it just depends, like I mean, like, even if I was, like, not in touch with my Japanese heritage, I'm still Japanese, right? In terms of, obviously, I look very Japanese. I'm clearly Japanese in that way, but I don't know. I think it just depends. Um, I think it's totally valid to ask back where they're from. I mean, it's completely valid. Like, if it's okay to do like, if you're only doing it because that person is a person of color, like, that's a little racist. I don't like being asked where I'm from because that's a Norwegian. I don't want to interact with other human beings. Valid. Welcome in, Viola. Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, you just said you wanted to be asked. Come on, man. Okay, okay, protagonist. じゃあ、プロタゴンプロタゴニスト名前が長いんだけど、どうやってカタカナにするかあんまりわからないんだけど。じゃあ、そのために日本語喋ります。いつもどこで生まれたか言っても誰も信じてくれない。それもあるよね。それもあるよね。なんか、ここから出身とか、ここ出身ですとか言ったら、きっと、うん、これ喋るのちょっと難しいんだけど、なんかこんなイメージがあったら、ここから来た人はこういう見た目で、そういう考えがあったら、うん、あんまりそれを変えれない人がいっぱいいると思う。今日ピラティスある。でも、まだちょっと時間ある？10分ぐらい？ Okay, I'm done. Was that a really short 1 minute or what? Um, welcome in, puppet. I literally asked my white American colleague about his heritage the other day. It was a fun convo. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Um, the Winter Olympics end tomorrow. What? Um, yeah, so I think yeah, in terms of what Ricky was saying, I think culturally you have to have some sort of um I think culturally you have to have some sort of connection to your culture to be like I think it's one thing to be like ethnically Japanese and one thing to be culturally Japanese. And even then, like I will never be as fully culturally Japanese as someone who obviously lived and grew up in Japan. I'm very much influenced by the fact that I was born and raised in Canada. And like I'm okay with that, but um I'm obviously not the same as someone who grew up in Japan. But then, like, then you start like breaking it down a little too far because there's a lot of people who grew up in Japan who might have gone to like international schools and like are not like super immersed in Japanese culture. Um, but at that point, it's like it can be kind of hard. So that I don't know when my annual vacation is gonna be. Ooh, when is it? If you're talking about your heritage, it's more than fine. If you mention it as your personal demonym, and that's what I just was very fancy words. Um, yeah, I mean, I think with like white people, I agree with that. I think there is still, um I think there is a bit of a difference if you're not white because you even if you don't, have any cultural connection. For example, like say I had no cultural connection to being Japanese, people will still see me as a Japanese person, right? Like otherwise, like if you're white, like people are not, no, they don't look at you and be like, oh, this person is like German or like this person is like Irish. I think there is that aspect of it because this is the way this society still works, and um, just the way society still works, and like the way you're perceived. Are you getting up for the gold medal hockey game? No. I haven't watched any Olympics. I'm sorry. You do have to have some sort of connection. I think the very least is knowing the language, so it's at the proverbial bar. I mean, I know Japanese people here though that don't really speak Japanese very well. Like my brother, he doesn't speak Japanese super well. I mean, does speak Japanese, but like not super well. And okay, obviously he's still Japanese. Um, but yeah, I don't think you can be like, oh, you can speak culturally about like I don't think you can speak with any authority about like Japanese culture or anything like that if you're not at least a little connected to the Japanese culture or like family members in Japan, whatever. I think reconnecting with your ethnicity is also totally acceptable. I think people should be free to accept these sides of themselves, unless, as I said, they're talking about being like 1.0.1% Native American. Yeah, exactly. I think within reason, especially if you have like existing family, like say you have like a like grandparents still in Japan or whatever. I think it's yeah. I think reconnecting with it, we shouldn't like gatekeep that. It'll be during Labor Day weeks, like in min-max and vacation days. Nice. Where are you going? That was the Ichika song. No, it's Sora. Totally didn't look up what denim means. Um, I literally do. I try to figure out who is Italian or German. Fair enough. But I think like if they're like Italian, as in like live in Italy, born in Italy, and born in Germany and stuff, like you can. There's other things, right? Like it's not just like their looks. It's like their mannerisms, the way they dress, like that kind of stuff. Which is the same thing with like East Asian people, right? Like Chinese people and Japanese people may not have like distinctive physical characteristics, but you can tell by those sort of things, like culturally. Um, where would you even watch a sport that Norway isn't the favorite to win a gold medal in? Yeah, right. I think it also depends on the personal concept of national representation. Mine is that if you're Japanese Canadian, a person born in the U.S. whose parents are Italian, but has nothing to do with the culture, it's just American. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, this could only be my personal view of it. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I just think there is a layer for when the culture is not white. Just because of the way that other people perceive you, right? Like I could be completely whitewashed, but people will still see me as Asian, right? So I think in that situation, like yes, culturally you are fully Canadian, but there are like like your life will still not be the same as like a white Canadian. Um, what's a fancy word? Demonym? How do you say that? Demonym? How do you say it? Yeah, that was a fancy word. Um, you read Ricky's comment hella fast. I thought you said you were Japanese Canadian, but actually Italian. That's me. I'm Italian. Um, io sono. What was it? Oh my god, I need to really consult. Ci sei un ragazzo. Io sono l'uomo. That's me. Um, nap time. Okay, enjoy your nap. I gotta go pretty soon too. Sadly, there's no getting over that bias in Canadian society. It's just the way it is. I mean, it's just every society. Japanese Canadian has Italian descent. Oh, my Italian's just so good. Um, like the word that tells me where you're from, like the word Canadian. Yeah, yeah. So no Cuban descent. Mi es cubana. I'm a woman of the world. Lisa would roll over in her bed. No, she likes my Italian. She's Cubana sometimes, French, Japanese, and now Italian. Yeah. This is similar to putting people in the same bucket as Asian. I genuinely think this is not the right way to approach it. If someone is ethnically Italian in America, they should have the right to claim that and reconnect with their culture if they wish so. Even though I agree that it doesn't make sense that they claim things culturally without doing so. I don't think adding a layer there helps in any positive way. I think this concept of white and not white in America is problematic. No, I'm not saying there's a different I'm not talking about whether you can claim the culture. Sorry, this is becoming a very deep conversation. I'm just saying that um for I think there is a difference. I think there is a difference between what am I trying to say? I think I'm saying there's an extra layer of not in terms of whether you consider yourself part of the culture, but in terms of like with white people, you can just shed that layer of like if you were ethnically Italian, you could just shed that layer and like it wouldn't have any impact on your life. You would just be seen as American. You just be seen as white. But I'm saying if you're not white, you can never shed that layer. At least as society is now. That's what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with whether they're like connecting with our culture. That's sorry, yeah, I might have been unclear with that. But that's what I mean. And I think that's true, right? Like in this like if you're white, you can just like never identify with Italian. It would never affect you in any way. But for me, I can never be like I'm just going to be Canadian and like obviously that would not work, right? Cuz I'm visibly different. Not different in the term of like oh like all Canadians are white, but like you know what I mean, right? That's what I meant. It's hard to convey when we're like ping-ponging between different conversations. What a strange fella. True. True. Obviously it would not work because you don't speak French. True. The Quebec people might speak differently. You're the only Canadian I know, so all Canadians look like you for all I care. True. If you come to Vancouver, it is very true. If you're ever like, I don't know. I think if you don't travel a lot and you're like the majority demographic in your country, you gotta at least travel to a place where you're like a minority, you know? Like, I think you gotta experience it once just to know what it feels like. She's the one that cheated at curling. Don't oh my gosh, don't out me on that. It was me. I left my finger on the curling stone. Um, oh, and Justin Bieber and Ryan Reynolds and Celine Dion and there's a lot. There's a lot. If you visit China, man, there are a lot of Canadians here. It's just you're like, "Ah, no, do I end up in Richmond again?" So I love visiting Vancouver, easy for me to blend in. It's nice. Like I said, my coworkers visited from a very white place. Like I think it's like Midwest America. And they're like, "Damn, this is nice." Like and cuz like both my coworkers, they were Asian and they're like, "Oh, this is really nice." There's something about it. That's why I love living here. In Vancouver, there are Asians everywhere. Exactly. Exactly. Honestly, I was talking to this with my coworkers. I never get mistaken for Chinese. Like no one has ever only like one or two times in my life has someone tried speaking Chinese to me. Um, but but always if I go to a Korean restaurant and I'm not with a white person, I will get spoken to in Korean. Like no matter what. I guess it's just like I don't know why. Maybe it's like the way I dress. Um, but yeah, if I go into H Mart, immediately everyone's speaking to me in Korean. Um, but I don't know. I do own a lot of Korean clothes, then maybe that's why. It's the music you listen to. How do they know though? They're like, "Oh, she looks like a K-pop fan." I got a They didn't see me pull up in my car. The music is affecting your physical look. It might be like I'm thinking it's like the makeup or the clothes. Cause I do own a lot of I don't think I do my makeup in a very Japanese way. I also don't really think I do my makeup in a Korean way. I don't know, maybe I do. My aesthetic, yeah. It must be something about my makeup and my I do shop a lot of Korean sites. Or I did. Would you call yourself a Koreaboo? No. I like being Japanese. Um, I do like a lot of Korean things, but actually I'm not a big K-drama fan personally. I just like K-pop a medium amount. And I like a lot of Korean artists that are not K-pop as well. If they saw your Huta tone and they know you're Japanese, they would. They would. This is a medium amount? I would say so. I would say obviously when I'm with the stream we listen to K-pop, but in my day to day, I would say probably only like 10% of the music I listen to is K-pop, something like that. Um, I'm not like a diehard K-pop fan. Prepare your Zelda cosplay and Huta cosplay. I'm reaching it. Wait, what are you at? What do you listen to daily? Um, I mean, recently, yeah, I've been listening to like Chicano. I've been listening to Tim Henson's new song. Not baby metal. I like metal, but not baby metal. Um, and I've been listening to Jade. 370. Oh, I still have a bit of time. You're gonna have to describe to me exactly how this cosplay will work because I don't know what to wear. Like I don't know which parts to wear. You'll have to craft it for me. Ricky's ahead of me. He's been saving. Okay, Mash, I'm sorry. I'm gonna refund you because I have to go. I have to go to Pilates, which I know you won't mind. I will refund your points so you don't get scammed. Where is it? Yeah, I gotta get my ab juice. More important than me get hat. I'm sorry. But yeah, I will leave it here for today. I'm just gonna eat my lunch and then run off to Pilates. Um, I want to stop by the store as well. So hopefully I have time for that. The luxurious Pilates, the $80 a session Pilates. I can't be late. Um, your ab juice is talking, telling me to take me to Pilates. True. Oh my god, I need to get my ab workouts back. That's 80. Yeah, it is. It is. It went up. Before it was like 70 something, and now it's 80 because she switched studios. I'm like, come on. Mija's Pilates coach is eating good. It's true. That's true. I hope she is. But yeah, I will leave it here for today. Um, thank you guys so much for watching today. I'll be streaming again tomorrow as usual, Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific. Join the Discord if you haven't already. And have a great rest of the weekend if I don't see you. Yeah, thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you next time.